All right. All right. We are live once again. We are live once again, y'all. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Just let me get my audio situated. Y'all. Let me get everything situated for tonight's show so we can lock in on the right level. I want everybody that's watching me on Instagram right now to hit that link up in my bio. Hit the link in my bio. You guys come join us on YouTube. We're all over on YouTube right now. Just hit the link in my bio. You'll be all over there to join my live podcast. That's right. Got the live podcast tonight. We have quite a bit to talk about. Tonight, you guys. Quite a bit on the agenda tonight. Let me just get everything situated here. For the live podcast. Let everybody roll up in here. Definitely appreciate everybody rolling in on tonight's show. What up, Wax? What's up with y'all? Much love. I'm getting a little runts twisted up to start the show. Getting a little runts twisted up over here. Let me know what y'all are smoking in the chat. Be sure to let me know what you're blazing. Also, be sure to put your city and state. Let me know what city and state you're tapping in from. You know what I'm saying? I'll shout it out. Got a couple different dope topics to speak on tonight. Hope everybody's excited for the show. Hell yeah, revolutionary mindsets in the building. Eric's in the building. Wax. All right, everybody's up in here, man. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Definitely got a loaded show. We definitely got a loaded show tonight, man. Hassan Campbell is talking that shit. Hassan Campbell's actually talking about Gillie Da Kid Wallo. We got a whole other situation to cover as well. Lloyd Banks, Juelz Santana, 50 Cent. That whole situation, pretty hectic. Everything going on over there in the G Unit camp. You know, a lot of people they keep tight-lipped about whether Lloyd Banks is actually G Unit or not. Make sure you hit that like button when you tap in, you guys. Also, let me know what city and state you're tapping in from. We got North Carolina up in here. That's my guy, Eric. Major appreciation to everybody for tapping in. My guy, Super Dad in the building. My brother, RBH. That's his brother, Chilion. Chilion, what's popping, man? Super Dad is in the building. Let me tell you, Super Dad be doing this thing with the family, y'all. I be tapped in. I be tapped in on your Facebook, bro. I'm big into what you're doing with the family, man, and I'm really super impressed with everything you're doing, Chilion. Making great advancements in life. We got Philly in the building. Much love to Philly up in here. Everybody go ahead, hit that like button, share this video. Going to get things started tonight in just a few minutes. I'm about to twist me up some runts, get the show started right. We got here West Virginia's in the building. Okay. Schizo's in the building. West Virginia, smoking Cali OG. Ain't nothing better. Inkster, Michigan is in here. All right, you know how we start the show, you guys. This is what we do on the intro of the show, y'all. Everybody lets me know what city's tapping in, what you're all blazing, how y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do on this channel. Everybody let me know where you're tapping in from. You know the vibes. Y'all. We got some major news to talk about tonight. James Bonds. Yo, Mikey, I'm from Detroit. I thought those two cats was cool. Yeah, I know you're talking about Juelz Santana and Lloyd Banks. Yes, I think the majority of us did think everything was cool there. Like I said a moment ago, when we talk about Lloyd Banks' career, we kind of keep tight-lipped about it. Is he G Unit? Is he not? Is he beefing with 50? That's got to be hell for Lloyd Banks, for everybody to be tiptoeing around his career like that. You know, we really don't know what's going on with Banks. Juelz Santana did say, though, on Drink Champs that he hopes himself and Lloyd Banks can get back together in the future and make a follow-up to Beamer, Benz, or Bentley. So that says a lot. Right there, you guys. I'm just getting my L twisted up, y'all. I got some runts that I'm putting in this Dutch right now. Just give me a little second. Be sure to hit that like button. Make sure you put what city and state you're tapping in from. Everybody in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Everybody in the chat, make sure you put what city and state you're tapping in from so I can shout it out. Love to know who's tapping in from where. Definitely appreciate everybody for tapping in for the piece of the 10 Toes Down interview I put out a little bit earlier today. I had a dope chance to interview 10 Toes Down a little while ago. And, you know, we just really pretty much sat and had a conversation for a few hours, man. It really turned out great. But let me get this runts twisted up so we can start the show. Just like giving everybody a chance to pour in. We got Lancaster up in here. Much love to Lancaster in the building. Everybody go ahead and share this video. Much love. We got Brooklyn up in here. We got Detroit in the building. Detroit's up in here. We got Detroit's up in here smoking on some jungle cake. All right. Smoking on some good. Crown Heights. We got the Crown Heights kid up in here. Crown Heights, Crooklyn, puffing on Bull Rider. Not too familiar with that Bull Rider, man, but all right, do your thing, G's. Long Island's up in here. Cherry pie, London pound cake being smoked. All right. Lily's smoking good. We did a little research on her bud. Last night. She was smoking that pink panties. We got Providence, Rhode Island in here. Okay, I was just in Providence a little bit earlier. Speaking of movies, I was catching that new Adam Sandler movie. Called Hustle. He's really been doing his thing. Lady Legend. We got Rochester, New York in here. Everybody share this video. We got some dope topics tonight. I'm really excited about tonight's live, man. Gillie Da Kid, one of the best podcasts in the game. Gillie Da Kid Wallo, $1 million worth of game. Undoubtedly, you know, one of the best podcasts in the game. So you got to imagine that there's going to be all types of people around on the internet that are taking shots at the podcast. People who are saying they're stealing my style. They're biting what I did. You know, one of the biggest examples, or pretty much the prime example, I should say, that Hassan Campbell is putting up tonight in regard to Gillie, quote unquote, stealing his style is going to make you all laugh. You know what I mean? It's really going to make you all laugh what Hassan Campbell thinks is an example of stealing his style. You know what I'm saying? We'll get into it in a second. Lily asked, how was it, Mikey? The Hustle movie was great. It was really great. It was about it was actually a big major Philly influence in the new movie Hustle. You had Freeway music in there. I believe Freeway even had a cameo in the film. So that's amazing. That's major. That's amazing and major. Sorry about that. I guess I haven't smoked. I need to get this shit twisted up, lit up. But I was going to say it was major to actually see. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Bed-Stuy, we got Brooklyn up in here. Brooklyn, what's up? What's up, Papito? What's up? AC Suspense, what up? No, I was just going to say that it's awesome to see Freeway actually getting an opportunity on the show, and then it's on Bel Air, and it's also awesome to see Freeway getting an opportunity in the new Adam Sandler movie Hustle. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Tonight, we've got to go over two major topics. Juelz Santana, you know, speaking on the beef, Juelz Santana's beef with Lloyd Banks, you guys. A lot of people might think we're talking about earlier beef that, you know, came around the times then when people were talking about G-Unit versus Dipset. No. Juelz Santana explained that he and Lloyd Banks actually had beef after Beamer, Benz, or Bentley, you guys. That's right. So after the major hit record Beamer, Benz, or Bentley came out, there was beef. Yep, that's another thing. Freeway's supposed to battle Cassidy. That's facts. They're talking that those guys got some major paydays for it. And that's something we'll talk about, when we get a little bit closer to it, when there's a date solidified for it. We'll definitely talk about that, you guys. Freeway actually tapped into the show not too long ago to actually clarify that battle was happening. Hope y'all are smoking good. What's everyone blazing in here? Y'all ready for the topics tonight? Y'all ready for these topics tonight? Y'all ready to see what Hassan Campbell is talking all about tonight, you guys? Hassan Campbell's talking some shit, y'all. What's everyone blazing? We're about to get into the show. I'm smoking on some runts right now. Yeah, Rez, that's what we're going to be talking about. How did Gillie the Kid steal Hassan Campbell's style? That's the big question. How did Hassan Campbell steal? How did Gillie the Kid steal Hassan Campbell's style? How does that even make any sense? That's what we're going to speak on tonight, you guys. That's what we're going to be speaking on tonight, you guys. What up, Grams, New York? Grams, New York is in the building. Legendary says they act nothing alike, to be honest. Yeah, Legendary, you're going to be pretty shocked. You know what I mean? You're going to be pretty shocked when you hear some of Hassan Campbell's reasoning behind them stealing the style, behind them jocking the style, taking the style, all that type of bullshit that we're hearing right now when Hassan goes live. This is some bullshit. It's honestly some BS when you hear, and like one of my guys in here saying from Jersey, Hassan is bitter right now. This could be a little bit of a bitter outlash. The fact that he's saying these guys are stealing their style, it doesn't really make sense to the general public. These guys are pretty much different. Papito says Haas is looking for clout. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to discuss it tonight, man. We're going to discuss it tonight from both angles. Hassan Campbell mentioned Gillie and Wallow on his show. He mentioned a particular aspect of their show that is actually somewhat similar to his, in his words. But more importantly, it's what the people think. You know what I mean? It's what the people think. One person's opinion is not what's going to fly in this situation. It's an overall thing. Just because one man says something, it doesn't mean everybody's going to follow it. A lot of people, they've been looking at statements from these guys like Hassan, like Wack, and they're kind of questioning them. And when you hear Hassan Campbell saying something like, Gillie stole his style. Look at Taylor Williams. How Gillie stole his style? Exactly. This is what the general public is going to be feeling, Hassan, when you say statements like this. You know what I mean? When you're running around saying Gillie took your style, when I think everybody on the internet pretty much knows that Gillie has an original style. Gillie's style, Gillie's conversation, his topics are nothing even like your topics. Gillie, for the first year of his show, had no guests, just like Hassan usually has no guests. And I can sit here and really draw no comparison to their show, you guys. It's not the same thing. If any, Hassan doesn't even sit up there with a mic and talk. Hassan's more like what I'm doing here. And I guarantee you all, when I started doing my blogs, about all the reports, I was not trying to take anybody else's style. A lot of people are saying, Mikey T, get a microphone. I might have to go grab a microphone because I don't want to be in the same lane as any of these other dudes, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make my own lane. I'm trying to do my own thing. And that's what Gillie and Wallow were doing when they got into the game, when they got into the media, the podcast game. They had a lane that is unlike anybody else's. You know what I mean? They weren't like Rory and Joe Budden. They were not like them. They're not like B. Dot and Elliott Wilson. You know what I'm saying? They're not like them. They are their own people. It just so happened that Wallow's happy-go-lucky style, that organic style of his, when I say that, that is who he is. You know what I mean? That is legitimately who he is. When that transcended, when that crossed over on the internet, that's what really made the whole, even the executives, the fans, all these people fall in love with these guys. Robbie De Niro says Hassan played two rappers' music. Yeah, we're going to get into it, Robbie. We're going to get into it tonight. That's pretty much the predominant factor. I need everybody to share this video. Let them know the most controversial blogger is talking. That's right. The most controversial blogger is back on the air. And we doing things right here. I'm putting it up in the chat now. I'm putting up a poll so y'all can vote. Do you think Gillie Da Kid stole Hassan Campbell's style? I'm putting it in the chat right now so y'all can vote. Hassan Campbell had the audacity to say this on his show, and we're going to get into it, you guys. Let me see what I got here from my notes. We got a lot to talk about with Juelz Santana and Lloyd Banks as well. So Hassan is like, I like how all this beef with Wack and Jay Prince and all the rest of that, everything started with Hassan Campbell, but they're trying to push me out and act like I don't exist. It's a lot going on. So Hassan Campbell feels like he's being pushed out of the equation. Hassan Campbell kind of feels like he's being made to feel like he doesn't exist. They're continuing the equation without Hassan Campbell. They've moved on without Hassan Campbell. Newsflash, Hassan. Sometimes this happens to the guy conducting, to the guy producing the interview. Sometimes we get left behind while the artists that are actually involved move forward and they keep doing things. Wack 100 is caught up in a whole nother situation right now because of one of his products that he's promoting. He's been promoting this Larry Hoover footage, 4 to 5 hours of Larry Hoover footage that he has with this woman. She recorded the footage. Now Wack 100 has ties to it, you guys. So Hassan is saying here that he is the one that started all this. Everything started with Hassan Campbell. Haas is like, let me tell you about me and Wack. He sent for people to send for me on Clubhouse. I go to Clubhouse and see what he's talking about. Now, FBG, Duck, may he rest in peace. Hassan was pretty much going over the first time that he was ever brought onto the Clubhouse with Wack 100. He's saying that Wack 100 actually sent for him to get on the Clubhouse. Haas was pretty much explaining his situation where everything started with Wack. Haas moved on from the whole FBG Duck situation, which I'm not going to get into right now. Haas went, because this is not, this is how me and Wack came across each other. through this conversation with FBG Duck's mother. I actually had Bullets Gotti on my channel, and he actually pretty much explained all of that, where you know, to him where it all started. So this is how me and Wack came across each other. So now Wack is in Clubhouse, and anybody that got a problem with Hassan Campbell has a problem with Wack 100. Wack 100 is the true definition of an undercover brother. This is interesting because Jay Prince just said Wack 100 did the same thing to him. Jay Prince said that Wack 100 was pretending, getting cool with all them, pretending to be heavily down for them. Same shit went on right here. Hassan said everybody in that room that had a problem, everybody in the room that had a problem with Hassan Campbell had a problem with Wack 100, you guys. Haas said, it's a lot we got to travel through in this conversation. Yeah, Wack is evil. It's showing. But the reality of it is, I'm not going to sit up here and paint a better picture of Jay Prince either. So I listened to Jay Prince. So the woman who has the documentary, the family chose her to go into the jail to document Jay Prince, to document for Jay Prince. You document, the woman goes in the jail and she does a documentary on Larry Hoover. She has this for whatever amount of time. She wants to get paid for her work. Hassan went on, homegirl, and then Bullets Gotti was in there. So he's like, shout out to Bullets Gotti in the building. So you got this woman, and I want y'all to pay attention. She went to go see Larry Hoover and do a documentary. And here's my problem with Jay Prince. This woman has his life, time, story, and things. Y'all feel it's important to Larry Hoover's life. If you take this documentary from this woman and give it to Jay Prince is a multi-millionaire that made millionaires, that's sitting up there talking about not paying someone who put in work. This woman done went and put in the work, and he's not trying to pay. Hassan Campbell's breaking that down quite simply there. Multi-millionaire. He's made millionaires, put people in position to become millionaires. That's something that Jay Prince has done, from what Hassan Campbell's saying here. You know, he's put people in position. He has multi-millions, but he won't pay a woman who has this footage that could potentially free somebody that he calls a brother. Somebody that he calls a brother, you guys, and he doesn't want to pay. He doesn't want to pay it. That's why Hassan Campbell doesn't want to just paint the picture of Jay Prince in a nice way. You know what I mean? He has issues with Jay Prince over this as well. Hassan Campbell seemingly, we're going to get further into this, you guys, but Hassan Campbell seemingly actually agrees with Wack 100 at this point. The man who actually tried to set him up. The man who literally hours after their conversation went on Clubhouse and disparaged his name. You see what I'm saying, you guys? It's a little bit shaky to me, but the fact of the matter is, Hassan Campbell is keeping it 100. This woman went out there and put in work, drove hours, you guys. We're talking about hours of work, hundreds to thousands of dollars being spent. This is something that nobody ever takes into consideration. You know what I mean? These are things that nobody takes into consideration. They don't take into consideration the fact that people spend hundreds of their hours of their life putting together these projects. You know what they don't take this into consideration. So I'm actually kind of I'm in agreement with Hassan here on the fact that this woman's footage should not be taken from her. I'm under the agreement that the footage is worth more than $20,000. I actually heard Hassan saying some of the similar things that I was saying. Do you know how much money Hulu, how much money Amazon, Netflix, I think Hassan even said MTV. And I know I was on here. I know I was on here saying that shit, you guys. Because anybody with some knowledge in this game would know that that footage she shot in 1998. You know what I'm saying? That footage she shot in 98 is worth more than 20 bands. Sure, if you don't have somebody in your corner, you don't have the proper agent in your corner, you might as well go find the proper agent, though. You might as well go find the proper agent that's going to turn that $20,000 up by 100. Papito, what was you talking about, bro? What was that comment in relation to, Papito? Yep, Rock done. Yeah, exactly. And Wack has thoroughly explained that the woman actually has an exclusive deal. She has an exclusive deal with Larry Hoover that allows her to release the footage. You know what I mean? It allows her to release it. There must be some sort of a split with Larry. Wack 100 says she wants to actually, you know what I mean? She wants to actually push that footage to the family, which is respectable, but it's also probably the only way that they're going to get the biggest return out of it, to actually continue the work with Larry Hoover. So it's like, you're not fooling anybody with that. You're not fooling anybody with that. Of course, you want to work with the family. You know what I mean? You're not going to go out there and put it out and then it's going to be labeled as an unexclusive. You know, a lot of people are going to label it as unexclusive. You know what I mean? Like some albums that have got released under other production companies. Yeah, yeah. Yrez says, I got to see that interview. I wonder what made him say that shit about Gillie. It was really just out of the blue. And you'll hear it as I'm detailing this conversation. It was really just out of the blue. Nobody sent in a super chat asking about Gillie. Nobody was writing in the chat about Gillie. Hassan just mentioned Gillie and Wallow, and I don't really get why. You know, when Hassan had a conversation with Wack 100 about Adam 22 and possibly getting on his podcast, he actually seemed very excited about it. You know what I mean? He legitimately seemed excited about it based on the fact that Adam 22 had a lot of different subscribers. Over, I think Adam 22 is at like 4 million subscribers right now. I just did an interview with 10 Toes Down. 10 Toes Down actually said that Hassan Campbell's goal is to get 1 million followers. If you guys haven't seen that interview yet, go check that shit out. I just put it on my page today. Rock done. Yeah, I really feel like that's probably going to be the next part of this. You know, the fact that Jay Prince brought the conversation up on $1 million worth of game because he knew that that podcast would get the syndication he needed to get his message out there. I think that's a very good call you're making right there. That they could actually get Larry Hoover on the phone at this point. We'll see what happens though. So you got this woman, and I want y'all to pay attention. She wants to go see Larry Hoover and do a documentary. And here's my problem with Jay Prince. This woman has his lifetime story and things y'all feel like is important to Larry Hoover's life. If you take this documentary from this woman and give it to Jay Prince is a multimillionaire that made millionaires. That's sitting up here talking about not paying someone who put in work. This woman done went and put the work in, and he's trying not to pay. See, I don't like Wack anymore. This is Hassan talking. See, I don't like Wack anymore. But at the same time, Wack is trying to negotiate a bag. Wack is trying to negotiate a bag so this woman can get paid, and Jay Prince don't want to give her nothing. Now, Larry Hoover is in jail. Shout out to Larry Hoover. Larry Hoover's son wants his dad to come home, but Jay Prince is a multimillionaire. So why don't you give her what she wants for that documentary? How are you going to tell her work is free? And I agree with that. How are you going to tell this woman that her work is free? How are you going to discredit her work? Especially when you're saying, yo, this work could potentially free this man. This work could potentially free this man. Why wasn't this handled like that? You know what I'm saying? People are offering petty amounts of money. You know what I mean? Petty amounts of money that don't really add up to the reward. You know, when people go out there and they put in work, they don't say, hey, I'm going to put in all this work to just get my money back. People don't just do that. Those people that do that are working backwards. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm going to go do all this work and I'll just get my money back. You know what I'm saying? Look into the film industry, look into the music industry. You know what I'm saying? Those artists that just get their money back, they don't get another album. You know what I'm saying? They don't get another album. Those actors, those directors who put out a movie and they just get their money back, they don't get to direct the next superhero movie after making a movie for $5 million that grosses over 100. Doesn't happen like that when you make a movie for $5 million and you gross $5 million. You sort of get forgotten about, you guys. All respect to the woman. I mean, doing an interview with Larry Hoover is a big thing. You know what I mean? To just settle out like that would kind of be a cop-out. It's like, oh, you don't realize I done spent like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 actually putting this together. You think I'm going to settle out for $20,000? No, I've got the biggest thing of my career right now. I'm going to settle out for 500. I'm going to settle out for 100 times what I spent on this shit. Appreciate you, lady. Appreciate you, lady legend. We got Hartford, Connecticut in the building. Major respect, Hartford, Connecticut. Much love. Infidot, what's up? What's up? Appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. We got the squad up in here tonight. I don't know that Gillie has checked Hassan. Rock Done. You can let me know about that if you see something on YouTube, but I never saw Gillie checking Hassan. You know what I mean? I never actually saw that. If I'm mistaken, my bad, you guys. Not actually what we're going over tonight. Tonight, we're going over something that more so has to do with the podcast game. The fact that Hassan Campbell is calling Gillie out, saying that he's taking his style, stealing his style. He stole his style. I don't think anybody that's in the general public would ever confuse Gillie the Kid for Hassan Campbell. You know what I mean? It's kind of like confusing like Mace for Casanova. You know what I mean? It's kind of like something along those lines. You're gonna have to show me that video. You know we'll be reporting on that shit tomorrow if that's true. You know what I'm saying? You know we'll be reporting on that shit tomorrow if that's true. See, Haas went on. He's like, Han said he's looking at her like he's on welfare. Damn, that kind of went over my head. That kind of went over my head when I first read it. You know what I mean? He's looking at her like he's on welfare. What? He's looking at her like he's on welfare. Wow. That's how he's treating her. Wack jumped out the window. He did. Wack certainly did. Wack jumped out the window because this could be a big money-making opportunity, just like he jumped out the window when he aligned himself with 6ix9ine, because it could have been money, you guys. That's why he jumped out the window. You know what I'm saying? Just like you guys, when he linked up with Blueface to a certain extent. People were like, Blueface? He jumped out the window. Just like when 50 Cent recorded Ghetto Quran. He jumped out the window. You know what I'm saying? These guys, they do crazy things that they think will bring in boatloads of money. Just so happened 50 Cent sing-songy style, yeah, it was that hot shit. 50 Cent style was that hot shit. You know what I mean? That whole sing-songy style. Ja Rule couldn't really sing. Mystery solved. One man can sing, one man can't really sing. What up, Cincinnati? Cincinnati in the building. So let's see where we are here with the notes. So he said, Wack jumped out the window because Wack knew, wow, listen to this, because Wack knew I had audio of him dragging Jay Prince. And he was pretending to be Jay Prince's friend. And at the same time, Jay Prince is pretending to be his friend because there are no friends. There are no friends in the industry. Listen to what Hassan Campbell's saying right there, you guys. Hassan is really speaking some shit here. You know what I'm saying? He's really speaking some shit here. I'm not going to lie. When he's informed, he's informed. He actually pretty much outed Wack, saying that Wack had to jump out the window because of the fact that he knew that Hassan already had that audio queued up. Yo, what? Hold on. You're friends with Jay Prince? Beep. And then he plays the audio. Wack 100. Yo, I got Jay Prince on the squeeze. He's on Texas. I can perform anywhere in Texas, brother. You know what I'm saying? Wack 100 on the squeeze with on audio recording. Hassan Campbell's got it all, man. So Haas is like, Haas, my whole thing is Wack. Whether I like him or not, Wack tried to line me. I have spidey senses. Newsflash, Hassan Campbell has spidey senses, y'all. Newsflash, he's probably slinging webs all over the Fountain of Youth behind his crib. Wack, I have spidey senses. That is Hassan Toby Maguire Campbell. He has spidey senses. I felt it. But when I left Wack with Academics and Tekashi, he was hugging all over me. That's why all I said I seen was teeth and smiles. So my whole thing is like, when you sit back and you analyze Wack, when you analyze the situation, Wack weaseled his way in. Wow, okay. Okay, that's interesting. Wack weaseled his way in because that woman wanted to get paid for her work, and she had the right to. Jay Prince sitting up there acting like he's the realest dude out there, acting like he doesn't want to pay the woman. This is why I dissed Jay Prince the first time, because Jay Prince, he sat up on one of his artists after they got cut. He sat up on one of his artists that got cut in New York City. So he tell New York rappers, this is a roll call. Basically, Jay Prince spoke up after one of his artists got touched. And he said, New York rappers, this is a roll call. Y'all got to go get the chain back. I'm like, you haven't signed one rapper in New York City. And I'm going to get into this on another episode. This whole thing about Jay Prince roll calling in New York City. This whole thing about the chain getting brought back to Jay Prince. Who brought the chain back to Jay Prince? I'm going to get into all of that in another episode. And hopefully I can get a special co-host on that episode to actually help me break down all the details of it. You know what I'm saying? So that is something we'll stay tuned on with Hassan Campbell exposing this whole Jay Prince situation. How far are you going to get when you do things that are actually right. You know what I mean? We've heard a lot of stories about rappers going out there and, getting these chains back and bringing them back to the more popular artists. We've heard about this, and we'll talk about that a little bit more and further on the next episode, you guys. So let me get down to this. Haas is like, they're saying that the documentary is worth his life. Why didn't you pay for it? The documentary is worth his life. You got mad money. People just want to leave people broke out here. People want to just leave people broke out here, you guys. Okay, so this woman has some potentially useful information. Why do you think Wack was calling Kanye up? Why do you think Wack was hitting Kanye up? Because he knew Kanye had a check, or he knew how to get to a check. And we're not talking about no 20 racks. We had 20 racks, that's Mikey T money. We're talking about $2 million, you guys. We're talking about $2 million and more. We're talking about real bread out there. Otherwise, why would, all right, we'll check your ass out of here. Go watch one of them other bloggers, man. Check your ass up out of here. Making me lose my train of thought. Breaking up Genius and shit like that. You wouldn't step inside of Jay-Z's booth and speak a word. You wouldn't break up Jay-Z's train of thought. Damn. You wouldn't break up Jay-Z's train of thought. You'd get kicked out of the room. You wouldn't walk into the room when Scott Storch was making a beat and say a damn word. I bet you've never been in a room like that. You wouldn't walk in that room and say a word. You wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. But yeah, so now I totally lost my train of thought, and I was going off on some genius shit right there, but let's get back into it. So Haas is saying, they saying his documentary is worth his life. Why didn't you pay for it? From an outsider's perspective, what do you do when she got evidence of footage of Larry Hoover that can clear this man? Or it will plant a seed and make the people love this man. He is a legend. It's undisputed. Nobody can take that away from him. He is a legend. So my thing is, if this woman put in her blood, sweat, and tears, why can't she get paid for it? So Haas also brought up Wack and Big U. He had an interesting take on Wack and Big U, something I don't know if I thought of. I don't know if I actually thought of this, but he said, what I learned about Wack 100, I said, with what I learned about Wack 100, I personally don't believe Wack 100 and Big U is beefing. I believe they play good cop, bad cop. You obviously don't know what was going on with that situation, bro. You obviously don't know what was going on with that situation. And you obviously don't tune in enough on this channel to realize what's going on still. Yep, we're about to get into Lloyd Banks. If you're here to hear about Lloyd Banks and 50 and Juelz Santana, put a star up in the chat. So Hassan doesn't really believe that Big U and Wack 100 are beefing. He doesn't really believe it at all. He thinks they're playing a simple routine of good cop, bad cop. Now, I mean, shit, if I got to really read into that, bro, I don't got time for you, man. You don't realize, man, You don't realize who you're dealing with right here, bro. You're interrupting greatness right now, man. Just relax, enjoy the stream. Relax, enjoy the stream, and I would not bust you out of the stream. You know what I mean? You're breaking up greatness right here, man. You wouldn't interrupt Jay-Z recording Reasonable Doubt. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't do that. You, you probably should have been there to interrupt 50 Cent recording Candy Shop though, bro. You pulled a Lodi Mac. Where you pulled a, you know what I mean? You pulled a beeve. You pulled a beaver. You know what I'm saying? Please, somebody, anybody, stop 50 Cent from recording Candy Shop. Jeez. Tell him to keep hate it or love it. So, anyways, Hassan is thinking that they play good cop, bad cop, and I want to tap into that a little bit. You know what I mean? Oh, the Kanye check. The Kanye check. But I want to talk about the fact that right here. I want to talk about the fact that these guys could possibly be playing good cop, bad cop. I mean, shit. At one point in time, Jim Jones is cool with Wack, and then at another point in time, Big U is cool with Jim Jones. It's like they rotate. You know what I mean? I'm going to be cool with Jim Jones for the first 6 months of the year, and then you be cool with him. But that's not going to be the case anymore. You know what I mean? Hassan, I don't think that's going to be the case because Jim Jones went on the internet and said some pretty foul shit about Wack 100 to the point where I don't think they will ever be aligned once again. You know what I mean? Even Big U had said to Jim and Mano that he regrets putting his trust in his bro, just relax in the chat, man, and have a good time, bro. But Big U told Jim Jones and Max B that he actually, you know what I mean, regrets showing some people love earlier. You know what I mean? He actually regretted showing certain people love that it turned out not to be a good relationship. So Jim and Mano were like, yo, don't worry about that, man. They ain't really sweating that shit. They're not going to let Wack 100 ruin potential relationships with other people. I mean, we all know Jim Jones is one of the first people that actually gave the game his look, so I don't think the game would really like what Wack 100 is saying about Jim Jones either. It's kind of bullshit. You know what I mean? It's kind of bullshit when your artist, you know what I mean? Your artist, technically, you're going to shit on all these other people that have helped him in his career. I mean, Meek Mill has given Game alley oops when Meek was on his rise, recording shit with the game, like go check out the soundtrack. You know what I mean? Even though that was helping Meek as well, it was still helping the game because of the fact that Meek Mill was heating up, releasing I think Meek had only had his first album at that point, his first one, but his first album was released in 2012, and this was far past the game's prime. Meek Mill's first album was 2012, right? Dreams and Nightmares. And he moved like 156,000 units. So that's pretty good. You know what I mean? That's actually pretty good when you think about it in retrospect. The game keeping around artists, and that might have even been after the second one. It might even have been after Dreams Worth More Than Money. But Dreams Worth More Than Money was actually Meek Mill's, it's either his first or his second biggest album. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit up here. I do know the sales and shit like that, but I'm not going to sit up here and just gas it totally. So let me see. We're about to get into this because now Hassan is speaking on other things. You know what I mean? Now he's saying, I think they play good cop, bad cop when it comes to Big U and Wack 100. That's why Wack 100 keeps pointing out how Big U started dealing with Jim Jones when he had the fallout with Jim Jones. You got to realize Wack 100 and Big U came in with a game plan together. Both of their game plan was to start a podcast. Now, I'll say Big U has a good podcast. The whole check-in show, he was doing the whole podcast with World Star. World Star was actually showing him mad love. But Wack 100's podcast game really hasn't gone anywhere. You know what I mean? And Hassan's going to explain why, So we were supposed to believe that. Hold on 1 second. Where are we? 1 second. So we were supposed to believe this footage could save Larry Hoover's life. All this means is Larry Hoover. Why didn't Kanye buy that footage? He's like, and we're supposed to believe that this footage could save Larry Hoover's life. Why didn't Kanye West buy that footage? At the end of the day, I'm not mad at Wack because I feel like Wack lined me, but I'm more on Wack's side at this moment. When it comes to Jay Prince, I'm siding with Wack 100. That is words from Hassan Campbell, you guys. Hassan Campbell is actually siding with Wack 100 in this situation. Haas went on. No, we're not going to talk. We're going to talk about that in a future episode. Haas said, Wack is deep cover, trying to act like he's trying to work on her behalf. But when I put out the audio of Gillie and Wallow getting pumped and chumped by Wack 100, and he's saying how he's putting pressure on them, he put the squeeze on them, and now they're sitting up there. Haas said, if Wack was going to do a podcast, we would have killed the industry together. Just like I said before. If Wack 100 would have actually got out a podcast with Hassan Campbell, that would have been what he needed. Wack 100 needed his show on CEO 100 ENT on Clubhouse with Reek. He needed that. That's where he makes up all the stories. That's where all the stories come to play. But he needed his own podcast with somebody that was actually experienced like Hassan Campbell. Yep, he's right. If they had a podcast to get together, they would have really done major things in the industry. Hassan said, Wack's numbers don't look like my numbers on YouTube. And the minute I take my podcast team over to Spotify, ain't none of you gonna be able to beat me. What? Hassan Campbell is saying that he's taking his team over to Spotify, you guys, just like Academics did. He's saying when he takes his team over to Spotify, he's going to be on another level that nobody can touch. We're going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see on that. Hassan Campbell is basically saying he has a Spotify deal in the tuck. If Spotify is so active out there, why have they never reached out to me? If Spotify is so active out there and reaching out to these people, voicing their opinions, all these people connecting, why haven't they reached out to me? Now, I've heard Gillie say that they had a connection with Spotify. Obviously, Academics is on Spotify. So maybe Hassan isn't gassing this. Maybe he's actually telling the truth, you guys. Maybe he's actually telling the truth. Maybe he does got a big deal in the tuck. Maybe that is what paid for the major fountain out back of his crib. You know what I'm saying? Because he's got the whole, it's a pond, right? He's got the whole pond outside the back of his crib there's a fountain in there too, though, somewhere, right? Sounds like there's a fountain back there, man. So yeah, he's got the whole fountain in the back of his crib now and shit, and he's ready to do big things. He's ready to move on over to Spotify. New lighter gang, y'all. That's right. I'm down with the set. Actually, y'all know what I'm down with. Everybody knows what I'm down with in here. And if you don't, let me put you on. If you don't know what I'm down with in here, let me show you who put me down. Who put me?
Lil Duck on rock with Mikey T, the movie star. You already know how you rocking, man. 300.
What? How we rocking?
Rocking, man. 300.
Who?
Star, you already know how you rocking, man. 300.
You heard what he said. You already know how we, keyword, we. Shout out to my bro right there. My bro, Lil Dirt. La Raza. That's my dude right there. 300 shit. You know what I'm saying? If you was wondering. 300 shit if you was wondering. Big gas gang. Big gas gang, man. And shout out to Chief Keef on the new deal as well. We might do a report. We might do a report on Chief Keef's new label deal. I might. Let me get 50 likes. Let me get 50 likes on this video right now if you guys want me to do a video on Chief Keef's new label deal. So, guys, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Hassan is like, Wack's numbers don't look like my numbers on YouTube. And the minute I take my podcast team, wasn't really familiar with his podcast team. Maybe Hassan's got some openings on the podcast team. I'm just messing around, man. But you know it's all love, Hassan. So he said, none of them are going to be able to beat me. They see the Tupac in me. Well, you know, if you're the Tupac of this shit, you know you need your Snoop Dogg, man. And you know I'm the smoker of the blogs, man. You know, Tupac needs a Snoop Dogg, Hassan. You see the Tupac in me. The Malcolm X in me. They see the Rakim. They see the Rakim in me. Taking it back. You know what I mean? Taking it, bringing up all the leaders. You know what I'm saying? Hassan Campbell is on the right track with this shit. With his references. You know what I mean? With his admirations. Hassan Campbell's on the right track with what he's doing, you guys. He's saying he's the Tupac of these blogs. You know what I mean? He's saying he's the I guess me saying I'm the Max B of these blogs, he had to one-up me. You know what I mean? Hassan had to one-up me, you guys. I was like, Mikey T saying he's the Max B of the blogs. All right, I'm the Tupac of the blogs. All right, you got me on that one. When they see me, they see all the greats. They want to keep giving you these watered down dudes. They want to keep giving you these watered down dudes. Let me ask you a question. And I'm asking you all this same question right now in the poll. If you guys want to vote in the poll right now. He said, let me ask you a question. All of y'all that's watching me right now, Gillie and Wallow. So Hassan brought up Gillie and Wallow. Let's see where this goes. Let's see where this goes. Hassan said, the one thing I see people try to do is promote the drama. The reality of it is, I didn't watch Gillie. But I done heard Gillie mentioned my name where it all started at when Wack was sitting up there clowning him. Punking Gillie and Wallow. Outside of the fact that they're stealing my style. Because the reality of it is, y'all watch me play. He's about to get into the whole issue. He's about to get into the issue, is actually him playing music at the beginning of his YouTube show, which is not, it's like a live podcast to a certain extent. I mean, I consider what I do a live podcast, so I'm not going to say his shit is not a podcast just because he didn't sign the Spotify deal. You know what I'm saying? He's saying right here, he's saying, y'all watch me play Lord Akim. Y'all watch me play Five God. Y'all watch me play rappers in every live. For this one, damn near. Some of my lives I had to take down because the dudes I was playing, I don't rock with no more. But every live had me play people's music. Now these dudes is coming through the door, playing people's music. Nobody else does that but me. That comes from me. Dudes ain't never going to give me my credit, though. What? Guys, Guys, he wants credit for introducing the art form of playing music before your show. I'm going to be real honest here. I'm going to be really honest here. And I hope I'm not hurting any feelings. When Hassan Campbell plays music before his show, when he holds up his phone and he plays music, that's right, Burner, what's up? When he plays music before his show, a cappella raps. First of all, these are a cappella raps that I've been seeing in the last 20 videos. Let's go back only 20. I'm only going back 20. I'm not going back any further than that because we don't need to go back any further than that in the $1 million worth of game videos. When Gillie and Wallow start their show, they do two different things. When they have a musical guest that is going to have them play music that is from their upcoming album, if they have a musical guest that wants to play some of their music, they will do that. But beforehand, they always have an independent artist music that plays where they do a specific intro for them. Or if they have a classic artist in, like a Bobby Shmurda, you see what Wallow does. That is nothing like what you do. You do not have a soundboard in front of you when you're doing your videos. Wallow has a soundboard. So when Bobby Shmurda is there, he can play his hot song. You know what I'm saying? Bobby Shmurda has the soundboard. Wallow has the soundboard there. So if he has somebody there like Freeway or somebody, he can pop on their hit song. You know what I'm saying? You don't do anything like that, Hassan. You have these guys who I don't even know who they are because you don't really properly introduce them. You don't really properly put their name on the screen. You don't put their name in the description. You don't do anything like this, Hassan. To be saying that Gillie and Wallow are taking your style, here's what he said for everyone just tuning in. First of all, he wants to bring it up how he's like, outside of the fact that they're stealing my style, because the reality of it is, y'all watch me play Lord of Kim. Y'all watch me play Five God. Y'all watch me play rappers in every live, except for this one, damn near. Some of my lives I had to take down because the dudes I was playing, I don't rock with no more. But every live had me play people's music. Now these dudes is coming through the door, playing people's music. Nobody else does that but me. That comes from me. Dude ain't never going to give me my credit. What? You want an executive producer credit? So hold on 1 second. Now we've got, because this is Mikey T, the movie star right here. This is Mikey. I've been doing interviews with Gillie the Kid since like 2012. This is Mikey T, the movie star talking here. And you're telling me, Hassan, you're telling me that you want a credit for $1 million worth of game? Do you realize how ridiculous that sounds to me? I was doing interviews with Gillie the Kid when you probably couldn't even fathom the idea of how to put together a YouTube video. And you're going to sit on the internet and complain about not getting a credit. You're going to complain about not getting the credit. There are other people out there who are not in your position that don't get 5,000 live viewers. Just because Gillie is in the position right now that you are seemingly jealous of, is that the word? Because I'll tell you the facts. Gillie's live video with Lil Durk did 70,000 live viewers. And that is the difference between Hassan Campbell going live and Gillie the Kid going live. Let's not talk to somebody who has the statistics right in front of them. Let's not talk to somebody who watched all of this play out. Let's just talk to the guys who don't watch the interviews and then comment on them. Let's talk to the guys who don't listen to the albums and then review them. They say the albums suck without ever listening to it. What type of shit is that? What type of shit is that, man? I'm not even going to use the reference I want to use because I'm friends with certain people, man. Second, 1 second. B Stinger, you want to tap in? You want to tap in, B Stinger? All right, but let me get back to this here. Rock Dunn says, these men are respected and connected. They're out of his league. Yeah, that's why I wanted to put that out there, because I had never gone over those numbers before, but Gillie the Kid actually had 70,000. Gillie the Kid actually had, and Wallow had 70,000 live viewers on their show on an episode. And it's kind of like how they make a big deal about 6ix9ine doing 10 million views in a day. I understand everybody would be gassed about be doing 10 million views in a day. I was actually on my way to doing 1 million views in a day before 50 Cent and G Unit shut the video down at one point in my career. So I can tell you what those numbers look like when they're adding up. And 50 just had to stop it that day. He just had to shut down my video that day. That was extremely whack because my shit was on the way. It was at 500,000 views in a half a day. My shit was about to hit 1 million views in a day, but 50 shut that shit down. And we're going to get into the 50 shit in just a second. What up? We got Buffalo in the building. Major salute to Buffalo. Looks like we might have B Stinger tapping in. I'm going to give him a second because I think he wants to talk about this topic. I got the poll up, you guys. Do you think Gillie the Kid stole Hassan Campbell's style? Hassan Campbell is saying that Gillie stole his style because of the fact that they play music at the beginning of their videos. Everybody plays music at the beginning of their videos. You know what I mean? Every television show has an introduction with music at the beginning of their videos. Hold on 1 second. It looks like B Stinger is ready to join in. Just give me the thumbs up, bro. You ready to go? All right, cool. B Stinger, what's up, man?
Hey, what up, man?
Introduce yourself to everybody for everyone who doesn't know.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is your boy Ron B. Stinger Savage. For those who don't know me that on this channel, I'm the first person who came forward and told my truth about Africa Bambaataa. I'm the first one that did the interview on Star Show, and the first person in the world to put a face and a name with the whole Africa Bambaataa situation.
That's crazy, man. Star actually, one of the biggest names in the game. I actually tap in on his shit. I seen him shouting out Bullets Gotti the other day. You know what I mean? When you got Star talking about you on his show, I was just like, because Bullets Gotti had me on his channel and shit. But B Stinger, man, I want to get your take. Are you an avid viewer of the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast?
And yeah, a little bit, yeah. Wally and them, right?
Yep, Wallow and Gillie from Philly. What do you think about the situation with Hassan saying that they stole his style simply based on music at the beginning of the show?
It's like I said, Hassan is delusional and he's a liar, and he just does all of this stuff for views. You understand what I'm saying? He's trying to be like a shock jock and stuff like that. But I know doggone well he don't even believe that lie, because they've been out way before Hassan Campbell came out. You know what I'm saying? They've been out way longer than 2016 when the world was introduced to myself and Hassan Campbell.
Wow. Great point, B Stinger. That's a great point.
So Mikey, he says the whole world stole everything from him. Every time, and the funny thing is here in New York, right? The mayor, Eric Adams, he was talking about drill rap and, he wanted to end drill rap and stuff like that. And this fool, Hassan Campbell, said that the mayor of New York stole his style.
Wow. Yeah, man. We see him actually. He called out Mano one day, and then the next day he was apologizing to Mano. So we've seen him do a couple different things. Now, one thing I will agree with him about is the fact that him and Wack, if they would have had a podcast together, that would have been the biggest thing for Wack 100, because it really seems like Wack's podcast it's not together whatsoever. They don't have any consistency to it. What's your take on Wack jumping into the podcast game?
I think it's good for the podcast game, and the situation, you got to remember, with Wack is big on Clubhouse. If you ask me, Wack is Clubhouse. You know what I'm saying? And they, they're just getting, their podcast on YouTube together and stuff like that. But give it time. You know what I'm saying? We can't count him out on YouTube so early. You know what I'm saying? They're getting this stuff together. You know what I'm saying? And I'm part of the 100 ENT family. You know what I'm saying? So you can't count Wack out. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the world knows me and Hassan Campbell do not get along. You know what I'm saying? I don't like him. He's a liar, and he just recently told a lie. I don't know, Mikey. I don't know if you know who Mickey Benson is. Mickey Benson is Ice-T's manager, and Hassan Campbell just recently, a couple of days ago, put out a video saying that Mickey Benson and LG, who is one of the co-founders of the Bronx Museum, that they got beat up and LG got knocked out and Mickey Benson got punched out and all of this nonsense. And when I got, and the funny thing is, I was with Mickey Benson and LG the very next day. They didn't have no bruises, no mark. And they was like, what is he talking about? That never happened. This dude he's YouTube's biggest liar. I just want you to know that, Mikey. And if you really listen to him, you can hear there's so many contradictions on everything that he says.
I hear you, B Stinger. So, bro, I want you to shout out your YouTube channel. If you're on Clubhouse as well, shout that out. Any other drops you want to get out there, B Stinger? And man, I appreciate you being a viewer on my channel, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt, man. I watch you all the time.
That's love, man. That's dope. Really appreciate seeing all the different people. What borough? You were in New York?
Yeah, I'm in New York. I'm in Harlem.
Harlem, New York, man. Yo, B Stinger, I appreciate you for tapping in. What's your YouTube channel and your plugs, though, bro?
My YouTube is Ron B Stinger Savage. So they can go to that Ron. Just type in Ron B Stinger Savage on YouTube, and my YouTube channel pop up, because that's the name of my YouTube channel.
You be putting content on there on a daily basis?
Yeah, I got a daily basis. I have my music, because I do music. I do drill music and stuff like that. So, my music is up there, and I have, different content and stuff like that on there every day.
Definitely appreciate you for tapping in, B Stinger, man. We'll see you on a couple next episodes or something. I'll see you.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
All right, that's love, bro. Major love to B Stinger for tapping in. That's my guy right there. I really appreciate, actually somebody tapping in that's, connected with the show and shit like that. So appreciate you, Iceberg, on that one. But yeah, no, I appreciate what he could tell me about Hassan getting his start. Hassan not necessarily being right about the whole situation with Gillie and Wallow using music at the beginning of the situation. Even bringing up that situation with the mayor is kind of crazy, because it takes us back into the past of things that we may have forgotten, apologies that we may have forgotten as well. But yeah, also, Burger Fryer, I see what you're saying about 100 ENT. Academics did go in the 100 ENT show, and he said a bunch of shit about the 100 ENT people. But you know what, man? It's dope having somebody from 100 ENT tap in. I think everybody on here knows that actually, you know what I mean? I think everybody on here knows that we've had other people from tap in on 100 ENT, like CEO Reek, for instance, you guys. So it's not like I'm not letting anybody tap in on my channel. Whoever wants to tap in on this channel has the opportunity. We had 10 Toes Down on the channel. We have had people like Freeway on the channel, Hollow the Don on the channel. You know what I'm saying? See? Right there. You're actually agreeing with B Stinger. Hassan delusional, thinking he started anything. You're actually agreeing with him, man. You're actually agreeing with B Stinger. That's why it's good that we can bring somebody on here and give another bit of an aspect of an opinion. But let me see where we're at with this. So, okay, I guess that's a wrap on that, with Hassan saying that he never got his credit. So Juelz Santana says 50 Cent started his beef with Lloyd Banks. That's what we're going to get into next, you guys. No competition. No competition, baby. King of the bloggers. That's why I got to show love to other bloggers as well. You know what I mean? That's why when Reek was up in here, I gave him that game. You know what I mean? The hell? What the hell Reek got to keep on hearing Wack complain to him about stuff? Just give him a little bit of the game, man. You know what I mean? And I see what Reek is doing. They're getting the YouTube page going. And hopefully he can start reaping some of the benefits of that. You know what I mean? Hopefully he can start reaping some of the benefits of that. But the shit takes time. You know what I mean? The shit takes time. You know, it's not overnight. You know what I mean? It's not always overnight. You know what I mean? So Juelz Santana was asked, I guess he was asked if he could go up against T.I. in like a versus or something like that. Yeah, Reek jumped on here, bro. So that's why I'm saying, you know what I mean? Just because somebody's on 100 ENT, just because somebody is Team Hassan, you know what I mean? Just because somebody is Team 6ix9ine, you know what I mean? Team whatever, you know what I mean? Any of these guys, I'm not gonna not have them on the show. You know what I mean? If you got a voice, if you can actually jump on here and you can speak to the audience, if you're not just jumping on here, like not stringing sentences together, I probably won't have you on the channel. You know what I mean? Usually everybody on the channel is good conversation. Not usually, probably 100% of the time. You know what I mean? Rock done. I would rather listen to Mikey, chill, laid back dude, be drunk, talking all fast and crazy to me. Yeah, Hollow the Don's a real one, man. Major love to Hollow the Don. So let's get into this situation right here because I guess Juelz was trying to say he wouldn't do a verses with T.I. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like Juelz wouldn't do. All right, man. Okay, yo. First of all, you guys, T.I. would wipe the floor with Juelz Santana in a verses. Like, so for Juelz Santana to turn that down, you know what I mean? It just doesn't really make. I mean, I guess if you're thinking about it in the logic of, yo, I'm going to get washed. Yeah. But Juelz is like, don't get it twisted. It's crazy. I think people don't get it twisted. T.I. is crazy. I think people want to see me go with someone from New York. Yeah. Yeah, Juelz, let's just go cliche with it. You know what I mean? Like, let's just go cliche with it. No, I'd rather see you go against somebody from a different area, man. You know, we just saw Dipset go against the Locks. You know, it wasn't really the coolest thing. But anyways, let me just get into these thoughts because, a lot of fans out there are into the combination of Juelz and Lloyd Banks. And who am I to deny that? I mean, shit, they had a hit record together. You know what I mean? James Bond says, yeah, he ain't ready for T.I. No, yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right on that. Like, I'm probably bugging on that. Like I said, T.I. would kind of wash him. You know what I mean? So maybe he needs somebody more on his level. But, yo, let's not play on Lloyd Banks. Let's not play on Lloyd Banks. On Fire, You know what I mean? Karma, I'm So Fly, Smile, Hands Up, Cake, Help with Carrie Hilson. Bring Carrie Hilson out. I Don't Deserve You. Who was on that one with him? Was it Ryan Leslie? You guys? I can't remember. Any Girl with Lloyd. You know what I'm saying? Lloyd Banks has records, you guys. And those are just the majorly popular ones that I'm mentioning. I'm not even mentioning some of the other ones like Survival. You know what I mean? Like Ain't No Click. You know what I'm saying? Like all these Warrior. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even really mentioning some of the other ones from the actual albums that were dope. The Quench in the building. He says Juelz is my guy, but T.I. has more hit singles. So yeah, Mike says T.I. would probably even beat Juelz in comedy. Bro, that T.I. comedy is pretty brutal, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Young Dolph, yeah, that's facts, Mikey T. T.I. would be doing Juelz a favor by doing that versus. Yeah, I don't really think, you know what I mean? I don't really think that what up, Poppy? How you doing tonight, brother? I don't really think that it's a good match. Even though I would like to see Juelz go against somebody else, you know what I mean? Even though I'd like to see Juelz go against somebody else than a New York artist, I don't necessarily think that that's the case. So let's bring it up. It looks like 84% of the people think that Gillie did not take Hassan's style. I don't think anybody in the chat thinks that Gillie took Hassan's style. You know what I mean? Like that really wouldn't make sense. You know what I mean? That really wouldn't make sense. Gillie trying with that style. You know what I mean? Like Gillie's a whole different type of dude. You know what I mean? Gillie's just got a whole different demeanor than Hassan Campbell. Look back to those videos from 2013 and 2014 when he was doing all the shit, all the little viral videos, or whenever the hell it was when Instagram started popping. Defined Verse says Banks has records but a short running time. All right, well, let's go over Banks's running time. I guess you would probably say it was 2003, all the way up to probably 2008. Yeah, you're right. 5-year run. 5-year run. I'm putting the poll up right now, you guys. Who would win in a versus, Lloyd Banks or Juelz Santana? That seems like the verses that Juelz wants to have, you guys. Yep. We're about to go over it. We're about to go over it, John. We're about to go over it. You know, a lot of people are talking about, whoa. Even Nori didn't know what the hell the man was talking about. So let's see. So he's like, don't get it twisted. T.I. is crazy, but I think people want to see me go with someone like the New York, like a Lloyd Banks. That's not me saying that Banks, that's not me saying that Banks is my brother. I F with Banks. Me and him had an up and down. It's a little iffy. Nori's like, I don't remember that. He said, after Beamer, Benz, or Bentley? You ain't been talking lately, Juelz. You outside now. Since you've been off papers, you've been off the papers. But so yeah, Nori got right down to the gist of it. Yo, was it after Beamer, Benz, or Bentley? Because like I said earlier, we all know about the little riff that G-Unit had with Dipset back in the day. But if we're talking about after Beamer, Benz, or Bentley, then we've actually got a new story to detail. Yo, UG, when did Lloyd Banks release the Hunger for More 2 album? What year was that? Juelz said, you see, my first intention was to say he's my brother. That's how I kind of look at it. Banks, like he's my brother. Me and Banks had got cool through my man Slow from Queens. We formed a real good relationship. An incident had taken place at Summer Jam. And we all know the infamous incident that happened at Summer Jam, you guys. We all know what happened there. It's no secret what happened at Summer Jam when Slow Biddy decided to get up on the wrong stage. Slow Bucks, after taking photographs with some of 50's ops, you know what I'm saying, and 50's son, Marquise. He actually took a picture with 50's son, and 50 had an issue with that. 50 Cent had an issue with him taking a picture with his son. You know, when you do shit like that, you're kind of putting yourself in a whole nother realm. You know what I mean? When you're actually involved in somebody's family, you're taking, you know what I mean? You're kind of taking yourself, you're crossing the line. You know what I mean? You're kind of crossing the line, especially, you know, somebody like 50 Cent. You know what I mean? Like, come on, we all know the issues that 50 and Marquise were going through. And now you're kind of going to take a picture, which kind of makes it look like you're poking at 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? It kind of makes it look like you're poking at 50, taking a picture with his son and Trav in the same joint. I don't know how good this is going to end. You know what I mean? I don't know how that good that was going to end for Slow Bucks. How could he have in the next week or the next month or the next 2 months, whatever it is, you guys? Why would he in his right mind get on that stage, especially if my time frame is right? My time frame's got to be correct here. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say the Trav incident with Meek Mill and 50 Cent happened before Summer Jam, right? I want to say it had actually happened before Summer Jam. But the issue, you guys, the issue is that Slow Bucks introduced Lloyd Banks to Juelz Santana. Lloyd Banks was on that stage when this incident happened to Slow Bucks. Lloyd Banks didn't do a damn thing. You know, if we really dive back into the past history of this situation, you know, a lot of people actually said a lot of people know Slow Bucks more so came up with Lloyd Banks. You know what I mean? Slow Bucks came up alongside Lloyd Banks more so than Juelz Santana. Bridging out, they made all types of relationships. Slow Bucks became one of the most popular entities in the game. They even got a record deal. You know what I'm saying? They even got a record deal and shit like that. Now it's kind of interesting to see. It's kind of interesting to actually see that Juelz Santana, who obviously hadn't had a relationship with Slow Bucks for as long as Banks did, is now taking up and having an issue with Lloyd Banks over Slow Bucks. It's like, okay, these guys introduced you, but in reality, they knew each other for longer. It's not like it's your friend introducing you to somebody else. Maybe I'm reading that wrong. Because Juelz Santana is taking issue with Lloyd Banks. You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing. Juelz Santana is taking issue with Lloyd Banks because Lloyd Banks didn't protect the person that introduced Juelz to Lloyd Banks. But in reality, Lloyd Banks or Juelz needs to look at the hierarchy of the situation. Slow Bucks had been around G Unit for much longer than he had been around you. You know what I mean? Slow Bucks was around G Unit longer than he had been around you. He violated a G Unit protocol. It has nothing to do with him introducing you to Lloyd Banks. Now, I think Juelz understands that though, because Juelz, even though he said their relationship is iffy, they're going through something, their relationship's on the rocks, I think Juelz would definitely still be open to working with him. He even said it here in the interview with Nori. But let's get back into it. I just wanted to break that down. So let me see here. So Juelz is like, you see, my first intentions was to say he's my brother. That's how I kind of look at Banks, like he's my brother. Me and Banks had got cool through my man Slow from Queens. We formed a real good relationship. An incident had taken place at Summer Jam. Juelz said everyone knows the incident that took place at Summer Jam. I did feel away personally because I looked at him like, I really didn't understand Banks' position at the time. Well, I mean, Juelz, Banks' position at the time, what do you expect Lloyd Banks to do? Tell the leader of G Unit, hey, no, you're not going to tell them guys to do that to Slow Bucks, man. He's been carrying my bag since way back in the day. You know what I mean? He's been riding with me since way back in the day. Yeah, clean it up, Mikey T, but you already said it. You're live. Slow Bucks shouldn't know it's no disrespect, but in all honesty, Slow Bucks never called me to the studio. You know what I mean? I heard other people got called to the studio, but the hottest blogger in the city didn't get called to Slow Bucks studio. But you know what? You know what, man? At a certain point, then you see what happens. Dudes be running up to them Summer Jam stages. Dudes be thinking it's all Gucci to go jump on the Summer Jam stage when you're all up in the photographs, when you're all up in the IG videos with the General's op. Nah, man. These G Unit guys, these dudes who run around G Unit, they be planning out every single one of their Instagram photos strategically. You know, there's a reason Lloyd Banks got a second album. There's a reason Young Buck got a second. Well, Young Buck's reason is a whole lot different than Lloyd Banks's reason, but it is what it is. That's a story for another day. That's a story for another day. What's the poll looking like? Vote in the poll right now if you haven't. Who would win in a versus? 73% of the people are saying Lloyd Banks. We've only got 26 votes, so everybody vote in that poll right now, you guys. Come on, vote in the poll. Juelz or Lloyd Banks, who you got? Shout out to Lloyd Banks. He actually hit me up after one of my videos before. Lloyd Banks be tuned into my shit. He be tuned into my shit. You know what I'm saying? So the Slow Buck story. Juelz is like, everybody knows the incident that took place at Summer Jam. Like it's the most infamous incident at Summer Jam. The Slow Bucks incident. Like it's what everybody remembers. No, man. I remember 50 Cent and Nas reuniting at Summer Jam, bro. That's what I remember about Summer Jam, man. I'm not thinking about Slow Bucks. You know what I mean? I'm not thinking about, although if they would have taken Slow Bucks' chain and actually put it on 50 by the end of the performance, that would have been cool as hell. But look what 50 did before. You know what I mean? He actually, he was one of the rappers. Like 50 is actually the only rapper that had a rapper's chain on his album cover or whatever. And he actually had another rapper's chain in his music video. Yeah, Burger Fryer. They're going in on Juelz, bro, huh? What up, what up, what up, V? What up, VPE? What's up? What's up? Everybody share this video. Everybody vote in the poll. Appreciate y'all for tapping in on tonight's live video. You know who I am. I'm the host, Mikey T, the movie star. So Juelz said, I didn't really understand Buck's position or Banks's position at that time. Nori is like, when are we talking about the incident? When we are talking about the incident, we're talking about the Slow Bucks incident. Juelz is like, yeah, the Slow Bucks incident that happened. Anybody else, as far as other people, I kind of knew because I knew it was things stemming on things brewing. Exactly. Slow Bucks took a picture with 50 Cent's son, and he also took a picture with Trav. Trav was actually running around with Slow Bucks Entertainment at that point in time. 50 took exception to all that shit but in all honesty, I mean, shit. It's not like 50 gave Slow Bucks the opportunity to, do Slow Bucks clothing. He did G Unit clothing. If shit was real, G Unit clothing probably would have been called Slow Bucks. You know what I mean? If the shit was really real, if 50 was really believing in his artist around him. But you know what? Slow Bucks came up as a guy under Lloyd Banks. Sometimes the top guy will miss that dude. You know what I'm saying? Look what happened to Young Buck and D-Tay. D-Tay at least got a couple features on the album. So let's see. So yeah, I was like, God, man, it's because Slowbuck's clothing was actually really popular for a point in time. Slowbuck's clothing was seriously popular, and if they would have had that cosign that they needed, and if 50 wouldn't have done that cringe ass G Unit clothing, like if he would have been thinking outside the box, like how he wanted to name Young Bucks labeled G Unit South, and how he wanted to name games labeled G Unit West, and then he wants to name it G Unit Clothing, and then he wants to name it G Unit TV. It's like weak. It's like, come on, 50. You're stretching it a little bit thin. Let Buck call it Cashville. Let Game call it Black Wall Street. And then he had to rename it Cheetah Vision, of course. So yeah, right here, Lloyd Banks, Juelz Santana, their issues stemmed from 50 Cent. Their issues actually stemmed from 50 Cent. This could be some of what made Lloyd Banks go, man, I'm tired. I'm tired of fighting this man's battles. I mean, Lloyd Banks probably has the most well-known song out of the whole Rick Ross and 50 Cent beef. Am I wrong, you guys? Am I wrong? Does Lloyd Banks not have the best diss track out of the whole 50 Cent and Rick Ross beef? Like, let's be real about this, man. Let's be real. Then the man drags him into beef with Murder Inc. Never get to work with Irv Gotti. He never got to hang out with Ashanti. Exactly. Officer Down by Lloyd Banks. Arguably the best song in that whole beef. Came from Lloyd Banks. You know what I mean? It came from Lloyd Banks. So at a certain point in time, it's like, wow. So now 50's guys, whoever it was, I don't know who the hell it was on that stage. I noticed Slow Bucks, and I noticed Lloyd Banks and maybe a few others. So Lloyd Banks is on that stage performing with 50, getting a check, or maybe if it wasn't, I don't know how the Summer Jam thing works, you know what I'm saying? Or making a name for himself, whatever it was. I know a lot of people look at performing at Summer Jam and being on that stage as a really seriously big accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? Max B would talk about it when he got brought out. That was a pretty big thing. You know what I'm saying? I know some artists actually have their stories of when they were supposed to get brought out and it never happened, and it seems like a really big deal. Seems like a really big deal to them. So we all know the importance of that Summer Jam stage. A lot of these stages, though, nowadays, you know what I'm saying? That Rolling Loud stage, all this shit. But Lloyd Banks and Juelz Santana, Lloyd Banks is having a relationship, you know what I mean, come to an end over the antics of 50 Cent's goons or 50 Cent's groupies or 50 Cent's homies. You know what I'm saying? He has a whole new rivalry. And you know what, you guys? This isn't 2004 anymore. They just had a hit song together. In 2004, yeah, maybe they would have had a hit song together, and then maybe they would have actually made diss songs against each other and then had their own solo hit songs. But in 2010, whatever the hell it was then, it's better just to be able to work with one another. It's better to be able to tour that money. You know what I mean? You understand how much tour money Lloyd Banks and Juelz, that's one of the predominant parts of the pie graph for Lloyd Banks, that Beamer, Benz, or Bentley, your On Fires, your Karmas, all them joints. You know what I'm saying? Did Lloyd Banks go at the game? Did Lloyd Banks go at the game? And I'm not talking about 300 shots. Please don't bring up 300 shots. I don't want to hear anybody bring up 300 shots. I really don't. Yeah, we're live right now. We're live right now. I don't want to bring up 300 shots. I don't really think that's a credible diss whatsoever. So let me see here, you guys. Juelz said, me and Banks had a relationship and I met Banks through Slow. So I just didn't understand how you would just stand there. I didn't understand how you would just stand there. The Juelz, the pyramid scheme of Dipset is much different. The pyramid scheme of Dipset is much different than G Unit. You know what I mean? A lot of people look at Juelz, Jim, and Cam almost like they're peers, almost like they are the three-headed monster. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they try to eliminate Freaky Zeke from the equation. Otherwise, they'd be the four horsemen. You know what I'm saying? But when we look at them as the three-headed monster, Cam, Jim, and Juelz, you got to think about who 50 Cent was alongside. When we talk about the three-headed monster with 50, that was Eminem and Dr. Dre. Tony Yayo, Young Buck, Lloyd Banks, these were artists under 50 Cent. That's why when 50 Cent would go into arguments with Cameron, he would say, my artist outsold you. My artist outsold your artist. He put it in a different comparison. He put it in a whole different comparison. So let's see right here. So Juelz was upset that Lloyd Banks just stood there. But you got to realize there's nothing he could really do in that situation. You ain't going to go against your big bro. You ain't going to go against your big bro. You're just not. Doesn't make any sense. Banks stood there while 50's goons took the chain and took down Slow Bucks. Juelz said, it's a lot of inside things I knew about them. Things that were said to me from both parties. That's their thing. But for that to happen, and it's like, I'm looking. Nori's like, Queen's drama is real. And it's weird. I learned that. Everybody knows Nori's from Left Rack. Salute to my bro Nori, man. Got a lot of love for Nori, showing me all the love that he has over the years. Really want to find that tweet Nori put out. Nori was like in Paris and he tweeted, where is Mikey T, the movie star? I want to find that tweet, Nori, and I want to make it an NFT. Salute to Nori for actually knowing my damn name enough to write it out. Because, you know, Nori be partying a lot, drinking, smoking. But nah, he's been sober for quite some time. And major salute to Nori if none of the other, podcasters or influencers are out there congratulating him on the sobriety that he's accomplishing. At the end of the day, when Nori gets through that, he'll be, he'll be in a stronger place to where he can actually still do his show. You know what I mean? He'll find that happy balance. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of respect for that. I got a lot of respect for what Nori's doing, because his show is undoubtedly one that has made quite a mark, quite an imprint in the culture, and more in the television network. You know what I mean? Nori is going to be like when you would see the TV guide shit pop up back in the day. It's going to say Drink Champs, just in like the TV guide type shit on the guide channel, if there even has that, or just when you're searching on your guide nowadays, you can see Drink Champs. You know what I mean? So Nori has really transcended. He's really gone to a whole nother level with it. And I just want to send my best to him, you know what I mean? To be able to, be in charge fully of his life, like I see what he's doing, man. It's inspiration for somebody like me as well as many others. So Nori's like, Queen's drama is real. It's weird. I learned that. Juelz is like, so me and Banks had spoke since that. I called him. I called Banks. I said, yo, that's crazy. That's all I really said. He said I didn't know that was slow or whatever. And that was that. So that's a little odd. You know what I mean? But like I said a little bit earlier, Slowbucks was kind of in a position where he was branching off from the G Unit brand. They were actually making a lot of different connections with all the other artists in the game. I still don't know if I can fully believe that Lloyd Banks actually didn't know that that was him back there. Maybe I could believe that Lloyd Banks didn't see it happening because he was in the middle of performing. You know what I mean? He was in the middle of making sure he didn't forget his lines like Hot Rod and get kicked off of the stage, or not kicked off of the stage right then and there, but kicked off of future stages, which means getting big bags taken away from you because you're not paying attention to the set. So I could say that that's where I could identify with him, and like if he was performing, so he didn't know who it was. And Juelz seems like he accepts that. Juelz actually said, "I still look at Banks like I got some sort of love. Hopefully, we have our conversation in the near future and make another Beamer, Benz, or Bentley." Very interesting right there. So he says, I still have some sort of love. I still look at Banks like I got some sort of love. It kind of feels to me like he sort of feels like, oh, maybe if I got grabbed on 50 Cent stage, Lloyd Banks would just stand there and do nothing as well. Maybe Juelz is thinking in those type of terms. Juelz, number one, if you knew you had an issue with 50 Cent, you wouldn't have been on that stage. You know what I'm saying? So number one, you wouldn't have been there. Number two, Juelz, you would have not had an issue with 50 Cent or G Unit. If you were on that stage, it would have been a whole nother story. Now, here's where people get confused. When they run around with their homies, you know what I'm saying? They're running around with their homies and shit, and their homies are going all up on the stages or going all up in the radio stations or to the label meetings because they just want to be around, but they're not letting you know that they got a little bit of static with some of the people that you might be around. You know what I mean? They're not letting you know, but when you pop up on the scene and when your homie 4 or 5 guys down to the right, on the right side of you, he has static with dude you've been talking to all day, and it pops off right in front of you. It pops off in the lobby, as they were saying, or pops off in the building, or pops off in the street. Shit like that, man. That's one thing right there that I kind of relate to that. Because we saw what happened when Trav walked up onto the stage. You know what I mean? When Trav walked up onto the stage with you know what I mean, with Meek Mill. We saw what happened with Slowbucks jumping up onto the stage after he took a picture with 50's ops. You know what I mean? We're seeing what's happening out there, man. We're seeing what's happening out there, you guys. Shit is real out here. But people want to be all up on the stage. You know what I mean? People want to be all up in the video. Yep. So that was that topic right there. Juelz Santana actually airing out that he had issues. Juelz Santana's beef with Lloyd Banks over 50 Cent, you guys. Right there. Who would have thought that Juelz Santana would take issue? Who would have thought that Juelz Santana would have took issue with Lloyd Banks, a man that he collaborated with? You know what I mean? a man that he collaborated with at a certain point made, I would have to think, hundreds of thousands, if not millions, off of the Beamer, Benz, or Bentley joint. I don't know how much they made off of the shit, but they made a bunch. And now you're going to create some sort of a false beef. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people would do this back in the day. It's like, yo, man, I feel some type of way about you, bro. I feel some type of way about you, bro. And that's how people would do it back in the day. Let's get it. Let's get it in the chat, you guys. I'm about to put it up. I'm about to put it up in the poll. Uncasa versus J Hood. We know Lloyd Banks got that. It was like 65 to 35. I'm doing a new poll. I'm putting up another poll, you guys. Let's go. I want to do this third poll for fun. Iceberg just posted it up. We got Uncasa versus J Hood. Who do y'all got in the poll? Yo, chill out, Burger Fryer. Don't be going like that hard in the chat, man. Everybody's supposed to be in the chat having good conversation. Yeah, somebody mentioned Pap earlier. What did they say earlier, UG? Were they like Pap versus Lloyd Banks or something like that? How about these topics tonight, man? Hassan Campbell saying Gillie stole his style. 89% of the chat voted that was not true. First of all, there's no similarity with their style whatsoever. The way that Gillie the Kid plays music, at the beginning of his show is not like the way Hassan Campbell plays music whatsoever. That's actually kind of absurd to compare the two. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like, honestly, like, I'm wondering what the hell Hassan Campbell is thinking actually saying that. You know what I mean? But you guys got to check out this interview. 10 Toes Down. Y'all got to check out this video. 10 Toes Down speaks on confronting Hassan Campbell. He confronted him face to face, you guys. Y'all got to check out that interview, man. Everybody that drops a comment on there, I will follow you back. UG says, I would rather see J Hood versus Lloyd Banks. Would you want to see, UG, would you want to see J Hood jump on like one of the stages, one of the battle rap stages, like RBE, like how we've seen like Method Man jump on the stage and 40 Cal jump on the stage and shit? Do you think that would be cool? Yeah, man. 40 Cal versus Jag. That was pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if we're going to get 40 Cal versus Cassidy. It's only going to happen if somebody honestly starts putting up that bread to get Cassidy to do battles. Pandemic is over though, man. We got to start packing these shows. You know what I mean? We got to start packing these shows. They're talking about Lloyd Banks, but they've got Freeway signed. People with powerful voices like this, I really like seeing dive into battle rap. These powerful voices, you know, Freeway's voice on battle rap is going to sound epic. Freeway's voice on battle rap is going to sound epic. I can't wait to see him jump in that lane. I guess maybe they're giving them time to prepare. So I wanted, what rapper do we want to see battle? What rapper do you want to see battle? Put it in the chat right now. I'm going to put up a poll. What rapper do you want to see battle? I'm going to take one suggestion from the chat, If anybody wants to put a suggestion in there. If anybody wants to put a suggestion, I'm going to put it in there. Hell no, Randy. They ain't using music, bro. You know they're not doing that. They ain't doing that. Who is the artist that you guys want to see battle? Who is an artist that you guys want to see jump into the battle rap? Okay, there's a perfect one. I'm asking the community right now. Everybody vote. Everybody vote. Nice, Curse though. You drinking that Red Bull? Hell yeah, man. You know how we do. You know how we got to do on these live streams. You got to stay energized. I need everybody in here to hit that like button, though, man. We got 97 people in here. We only got 67 likes. So I'm going to need y'all to hit that like button right now. I will continue this video when we get up to 100 likes. So let's go. Hit that like button right now. Hit the like button and vote in the poll, y'all. We're going to continue this video when we get to 100 likes. I want 100 likes on this video. We need 30 more likes. Let's go. 30 likes. And I'm going to continue this video. I got to go get some more kush. Joel Ortiz versus Joe Budden. Okay, I see you. Hit that like button, bro. When we get up to 100 likes, when we get 100 likes in here, I will start this video again. Until then, I'm smoking. Until then, I'm smoking. 100 likes on this video. Everybody in here like the video, and we'll start the video again. Oh, shit. Forgot I brought my kush over here. Let's get 100 likes on this video. I want 100 likes on this video. We need 24 more likes. 24 more likes, and I will restart this video. Let's go. 25 of y'all need to like this video right now. About to roll up these runts. All you need is 100 mics, bro. All right, y'all. All right. About to roll up this good ass runts. I'm about to roll up this good ass runts on you guys. I got some good ass weed right here, you guys. Let me check out this poll. Which rapper do you want to see battle? Which rapper do you want to see battle? Lloyd Banks in the lead right now with 44%. Lloyd Banks running it with 44%. No. Styles P is right behind him, 33%. Styles P is right behind him with 33%. Jadakiss has 17%. And Fab only has 6%. So you guys can vote in the poll right now. Doing a poll right now, you guys, for everyone that wants to vote in it. Vote in that poll. Show some love to the poll, y'all. I'm fitting to roll up some runts. Y'all can vote in the poll. Everybody knows what it is on this channel, though. Everybody knows what it is on this channel.
Lil Durk on rock with Mikey T, the movie star. You already know you rocking, man. 300. Lil Durk on rock with Mikey T, the movie star. You already know you rocking, man. 300.
Hold on, what?
You already know you rocking, man. 300.
That's what I thought. He said, you already know how we rocking. And how did he say we was rocking? Okay, hard. My boy B Low said he got that black runts on deck. Hit that like button, bro. Everybody in here, hit that like button. Let's get this shit up to like 90 likes. We got 97 people in here. Let's get this shit up to 90 likes right now. I'm about to roll up some more runts. What y'all smoking, man? What y'all smoking? Tell me. Lloyd Banks is holding right now with 40%. Lloyd Banks is holding with 40%. Styles P has 30%. Jadakiss has 20%. Fav has 10%. Vote in the poll, y'all. Oh, Azul and Truffles. I smoked Azul. Is that Azul runts? What do you do, UG? Mikey, we got to put something together. What do you do, bro? What's everybody blazing, man? Oh, hold on. It's Tuesday night. All right. All right, baby. We got some shit to do. Okay, that's what I like to hear, baby. It's Tuesday. Yeah, J.O. Felony's dope. J.O. Felony's dope. Let me see what's going on in the poll right now, though. Let me see what's going on in the poll right now, though. It looks like Lloyd Banks is holding. Looks like Lloyd Banks is holding with the 40%. People are definitely rocking with Banks making his return to battle rap. I don't disagree with that. I think Lloyd Banks making his return to battle rap would be solid. I think if Lloyd Banks made his return, it would be solid. We got some peanut butter breath. Oh, damn. That's a great strain from what I read. I never really got to buy any. As soon as I get the chance to buy some, though, I'm going to be on that. I'm going to be on that, man. Hopefully I could get some of that. The butcher's breath. The butcher's coming. Hopefully I can get some of that in the near future. But You know, it just don't be around like that. As soon as the dispensary has that shit, I'll be on it. I'll be on it. I'll be on it. What type of reaction videos have you done, bro? What type of reaction videos are you thinking? I pretty much already do reaction videos. This is my reaction to Hassan Campbell saying that that Gillie took his style. Space Goon. I be on that. If it's peanut butter breath, make sure it's cookies. Yeah, I didn't know that cookies made of peanut butter breath. All right, Lou. If you got a budget for it, let me know, bro. And yo, just so anybody that knows coming at me with any budgets, the budget can't be what I spend on my weed. For any of the big boys looking to come pick me up, the budget's got to be, you know what I mean? The budget can't just be what I spend on my weed. Don't be thinking like that. What's the 707, bro? Smoke break. What up, Richie? Where's 707, bro? What's the 707? Lloyd mad punchline popular. I got beam that will hit every NBA patch on fire. Lloyd mad punchline popular. I got beam that will hit every NBA patch on fire. Nightman, what's going on with you tonight, bro? What up, Christina? How you doing tonight? Damn, Christina. What's up with that hat? Bay Area. Much love to the Bay Area. My bro AG Cubano's out there. It's my brother, man. Vallejo, Big Buzz. What's up with you, G's? What's up with you, G's? What's popping? Some crazy shit's going on in hip hop. You know what I mean? Some crazy shit's going on in hip hop, you guys. So, you know, I had to come on here and give y'all an update on it. That's what I do here, man. I'm the hip hop broadcaster. I'm the hip hop influencer. You're going to want to tap in for your news. If you guys have any news suggestions, you can always put it in the comments of this video. Mikey T, I would like to hear you talk about this. Mikey T, give us a little bit of a perspective on that. If you have any suggestions about what you want to hear me talk about, you know what I mean? You can always put it in the comment section. I'll always take consideration of that. Interesting comment here from Studio Trap. Banks is cool, but to be real, he's not surviving in this new era of battle rap. Maybe some of the same people said things like that about Cassidy not being able to excel in today's market. You know what I mean? Maybe some people said things about that about Vado, but now with Vado actually participating in that battle rap that he was in, now a lot more interest. You know what I mean? There's a lot more interest in seeing Vado do something. He's opened up a lane for himself to get a bag. So if Lloyd Banks could actually do well in the battle rap theater, he would open up another lane for himself rather than just running around all over the United States and all over the world, because he does a lot of you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because when he you know, he's running around, he's got a presence outside of the country as well, you guys. He's got a presence outside of the country as well. But if he could get that other lane open to where he's getting bags for actually, you know what I mean, battling, because right now he's actually trying to now he's trying to get his bag back too with the music as well, the streaming. So he's trying to open up lanes for himself, man, as he should, man. Good luck to Lloyd Banks, man. I want to see him get it, man. I want to see him get it. You know, we saw him thrive in the early 2000s. Let's see if he can come back and jump into the ring with the new generation, whether it comes to streaming the music or if he's going to be able to jump in this new popularized battle rap. You know what I mean? If Smack gets him one of them bags for like $100K, there's no way he's turning down $100K. I don't think there's any way he's turning down $75,000. I don't think there's any way he's turning down $50,000. Why would he do that? That doesn't make sense. If Lloyd Banks can get a 3-battle deal for 3 battles for $150,000 or 3 battles for $500,000, why would he not do that? And you know, it's nothing demeaning. Cassidy is getting the biggest bags of his career right now. Since getting the biggest bags of his career. Cassidy is getting the biggest bags of his career since getting the biggest bags of his career with Hotel, with I'm a Hustler. I love to throw B-Boy Stance in there, man. Anybody rock with B-Boy Stance as hard as me? I really feel like that was better than I'm a Hustler, but people be saying I'm bugging over that. I'm a Yo, what up, Jay? We got Cali. We got Cali in the building. Mike says Banks's verse in My Buddy was fire. All right, you saying Lloyd Banks's verse in My Buddy was fire? Let me put that to the test. My Buddy, G Unit, lyrics. Let's look it up. Let's see what hotline Lloyd Banks has in My Buddy, the G Unit lyrics. Let's see what Banks has here. So he said, bring your buddy when it's time to roam, because I got hit the last time I left mine at home. I like that. My hand bling full of platinum to shine is chrome. He even got closet space inside my home. He ain't never been broke, he glitchless. He's so reliable, I bought him a rubber coat for Christmas. Infrared beam and a scope for distance. Yeah, I remember that shit. Yep, that shit was hot. You are right, man. You are right. The whole verse is hot. Yeah, Lloyd Banks did his thing on that, man. I even like the Tony Yayo. Yeah, I don't really know how Smack does his contracts and shit like that. But I mean, damn, if there's a bag like that for Lloyd Banks, because this 50,000, 40,000, these are more than these guys are getting paid for shows. You know what I mean? And in some cases, it's more than they're getting paid for verses now. You know what I mean? Say he gets paid, let's say Lloyd Banks has to do 3 16s. You know what I'm saying? He probably get paid $15,000. You know what I mean? Back in his heyday, he probably would have made 45,000 or 50 or 60,000. You know what I mean? 20,000 a verse. But nowadays, 5,000 a verse, 3,500 a verse. He does 3. So now he's got to do. But it's different because with battle rap, it's different. You got to go like 3 minutes. You know what I mean? And 3 minutes is technically probably going to be more than likely 3 verses. You know. So let's do the math there. 3 verses. So he's getting paid 15,000 for 3 verses. So he's going to need 3, 6, 9 verses. So that means 15, 45, $60,000 Okay, so we got $50,000 for you right now to write 9 verses. Bada bing, bada boom. 10,000 off, and you get 2.5 months to prepare. But let's be realistic about this. If Lloyd Banks right now is doing a feature, it's probably got to be going for like 3,000. You know what I mean? 3,000. So we got 3, 6, 9, 9, 18, $27,000 for you know what I mean? Maybe I'm lowballing a little bit, but honestly, if Lloyd Banks is probably doing $3,500 features right now. Y'all think I'm bugging? Do you guys think I'm bugging on that? Or do you guys think I'm kind of close with the numbers? So a lot of people ask me what movie I was in. Check out this movie I had a cameo in. It's called Slapface. It's actually a horror movie. It's available on Amazon Prime. It's also available on Shudder. For everybody that says, yo, Mikey T, I want to know what movie you've actually been in. Horror movie called Slapface. I've actually got a brief cameo in there. Bunch of dope actors in that movie. Damn, Nightman, 1,200. I gave him the benefit of the doubt with 3,500 and 5,000. You know what I mean? I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I know at a certain point in his career, Lloyd Banks was definitely charging. You know what I mean? Guy was definitely charging upwards of 10,000, 12, 15,000 a verse. You know what I mean? And that was a different point in the game. That was a different point in the game as well. You think Banks is still getting 15 racks for a feature, Maquan? I said your name right, bro. I know you've been in here before on the chat. You always bring some good conversation. I'm trying to put together an interview with Disaster as well. I'm trying to lock in with Disaster. He's been doing a lot of big things, man. He's been doing a lot of big things, man, for his whole career, pretty much. I'd like to go over it with him. We'll see what happens. Come on, man. Yayo wrote his own shit, bro. Don't be trying to play my guy Tony Yayo like that. Don't be trying to play my guy Tony Yayo like that. You know Yayo wrote his own shit. It was dope to hear Beanie Siegels Feel It in the Air in the new Adam Sandler movie Hustle, though. It's dope. Shout out to Ransom. I'm going to have to try reaching back out to him for that interview. We were supposed to connect. Shout out to Hocus for Fifth as well. I got a chance to vibe with him on Clubhouse a little bit earlier. You know what I mean? All right, Marquand. Now I know that's cap. I know those numbers are cap, bro, because I've actually inquired about verses, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, I don't want to sit up here and talk numbers and shit like that. I was just estimating on the Lloyd Banks sin. Oh shit. Oh shit. Well, yeah, man. That's what Votto actually called Lloyd Banks out for. Votto actually called him out for. Studio Trap says, I did a song with Cassidy for $7K, including a music video back in 2014, right before he battled Disaster. Okay. Yeah, so shit, man. Maybe Marquand's numbers aren't too far off then. You know what I'm saying? Maybe his numbers aren't too far off. Kirsto going against what I said. So in Kirsto's numbers, Lloyd Banks probably makes about $900,000 for 9 verses. Yo, Banks getting at least 20 to 100K a verse, no lie. I remember Ross said, I'm getting 100K for a feature. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I think he's a big fan of mine. I think he's actually a big fan of mine, Space Goon. You know what I'm saying? I think he's been watching me for a few years. Oh, I like what you're saying right there. 100K off the back. 100K off the back. I'm charging at least 100K to put 16 verses on you, to put 16 bars on your track. Nah, man, I don't think it rhymed as good that way. I'm charging at least 100K to put my verse up on your track. $1,000 a bar. I like that. I like that. I like that. 100,000 a verse. 100 no, excuse me. $1,000 a bar. That's crazy. That's pretty dope. Pretty dope. I'm gonna charge $1,000 a minute for an interview. Nightman says, I know Kiss, he capping. But back in the day, though, Nightman, you don't think back in the day? You don't think back in the day, Jadakiss probably charged $1,000 a bar? I could see him doing that shit. I could see him actually, be like, yo, man, my bar, he probably said it. My bars is worth at least 1,000 a bar. That's actually sounds pretty low for Jada to be saying that's what his bars are worth. Because Banks probably declines them. Yeah, I did, UG. I talked about it. If you want me to go over it again, drop a super chat, bro. Randy, you'd rather work with Benny than who, bro? Queens in the building. Much love. Much love. Queens in the building. Salute to Queens. Salute my brother Trigger Ock. It's my bro right there. Trigger Ock is riding. Salute my guy Dice. Salute my guy Fab Don. Everybody that should free domination. Free domination. It's my bro right there. When Domination gets out, hopefully we can get a podcast going for him. We'll get him right back in the lane. I know everybody's going to rock with Domination. Everybody out there is going to rock with Domination. Oh, yeah, Marquand. If you didn't get your Benny the Butcher, I should have put Benny in there as one of the artists to do a battle. But if you didn't get your Benny the Butcher feature, you know what I mean? You're bugging. If you didn't get your Benny the Butcher feature, you're pretty much bugging. No. Let me not put it like that. If you didn't get your Benny the Butcher feature, you better be rich. If you didn't get it yet, you better have bread. But in all honesty, man, let me be real about this. I got to give Benny credit. You know what I'm saying? I got to give Benny credit because right now, even though his feature probably costs more than ever, and it costs less now than it's going to cost in the future, just so y'all know. But Benny's feature goes a lot further now than it did at certain points of his career. You know what I mean? When you could get that Benny the Butcher feature for the low, you know what I'm saying? When you could get it for just a couple thousand for the low, maybe it wasn't worth as much as it's worth now. Benny the Butcher is one of the most popular artists right now in the game. Back in the day, a lot of people wanted that Benny the Butcher freestyle because he was one of the coldest in the game. They're like, oh, damn. We all knew in the streets We all knew on the dirty sector of YouTube. You know what I'm saying? We all knew over here on the dirty sector. We got you, baby. We know over here. You know what I mean? So when it starts bubbling, you can pick it right up. You know what I'm saying? Clean it off. Shine it up real nice. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. Then you sort of forget about the fact that it came from the dirty sector. You're like, oh man, that industry's nice. Candy shop and all that type of shit. But yeah, no, let me just say, Benny the Butcher right now at this point in time, Benny the Butcher actually, his feature goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? You get a feature with Benny the Butcher, you might as well prime that video up, get it signed off on, and take that shit to MTV, to BET, to VH1. Take it to any channel, Revolt. Take it to any channel that is going to play a music video. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you do one of them sports records. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving a little game here. I'm taking a little page out of Gillie's book, giving a little game. You know what I'm saying? Make sure it's a sports record, because for some reason, it seems like the Bills, it seems like Benny, who's been putting in that work, now the work is being reciprocated. You know what I mean? He held it down for the Bills. You know what I mean? He's supported. They're showing him love. They play some of his music. So make sure you do maybe a little uplifting type joint like that. You know what I'm saying? Do that type of joint that could possibly get played in a video game. You could really sell some units. You got Benny on the track. Get him to have a little feeling out of it too, man. Make an anthem. Yep, Marquand, that's a fact. You can get a feature for cheap or a better price than quoted if you catch the artist in your city doing a show. Also, Marquand, if you travel out to that artist's city. Freaky Zeke told me this in our very first interview. You know what I mean? Freaky Zeke told me this in my very first interview. He was like, yo, man, somebody like Gucci, man, if you go through the label, if you go through the politics of it, it's going to cost you $50,000 to get the verse. But if you go down to Atlanta, Freaky was telling me, so now I'm down in Atlanta. Now I'm with Gucci Man in the studio. And now I'm hitting Gucci Man off with 5,000. Yo, Gucci, I got $5,000 here. You do a feature for me? You think Gucci's going to turn that down? Freaky Zeke told me. This is exactly what Freaky Zeke told me in my first interview. And I used that knowledge that he gave me. Who? The president of Dipset was my first interview, you guys. I used this knowledge. I'm passing this knowledge on. I've been doing it for 12 years. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this for 12 years. If you're just here now, don't consider you're late. Consider yourself all caught up. Freaky Zeke told me this game 12 years ago. You go to an artist's studio, you go to that artist, you find yourself in that same environment with that artist, you hit them off, you got 5 bands, never mind that $50K price tag no more. They want that 5 bands right then and there. You're going to get your feature. Freaky Zeke told me this shit. We actually saw French Montana do that very thing. French Montana went, connected with Mizé, and got the feature. You know what I'm saying? And got to do the feature with Gucci Man. Yeah, I actually wanted to do a show. My boy had the venue and all that. My boy used to be doing all the shows and shit. I wanted to do a show with Juelz back in the day before he got locked up, before that, for that shit at the airport. I really wanted to do a show with Juelz, you know what I mean? My boy ended up doing a show with Cameron, though. My boy ended up doing a show with Cameron. Cameron's dope. Cameron's dope as hell. But I was thinking about doing the show with Juelz, but I never could make the contact. I never could make the contact with him for some reason. You know what I'm saying? And then once I was almost able to make the contact, he had got locked up. I think I had, what was it, Skull Twin or something like that, somebody associated with Juelz. Just sucked that I couldn't get in contact with him, man, because I had a feeling that CT would have liked to have seen him. Well, Juelz actually explained that he kind of felt a way about Lloyd Banks after 50 Cent and all of his people manhandled Slow Bucks on the stage, and Lloyd Banks stood there. He said he still had some sort of love for Lloyd Banks, but he was confused about the whole situation. That's pretty much what Juelz was saying about the situation with Lloyd. Yes, and this was after the record. It was at the Summer Jam event when Slow Bucks ran into 50. Lloyd Banks got hit up by Juelz, like, yo, what happened, man? That was crazy. And Lloyd Banks said, I didn't notice Slow Bucks was there. Dude who was there for you before on fire. You know what I mean? The dude that was there for you before on fire. You know what I'm saying? Like the dude who, maybe that's not the truth, though. You know what I mean? I don't know. I haven't heard Lloyd Banks in interviews talk about his relationship with Slow Bucks. You know what I mean? Because when Lloyd Banks was getting interviews back in the day, they didn't know about Slow Bucks to ask him about it. So I haven't really heard so many interviews in recent years of Lloyd Banks actually getting the chance to speak about Slow Bucks. Sometimes that's one of the things that made me want to get in the game back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Not getting the opportunity to hear about these stories, about these associates of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we never got to hear Lloyd Banks talk about Sha Money leaving 50 Cent, you know what I mean? And them all having to find different managers. We never got to hear about any of that shit. You know what I mean? How do you expect us to have a connection with the artist that you're promoting? Why do you think we had so much of a connection with Rick Ross's artist? Why do you think we had so much of a connection with Lil Wayne's artist? I'm talking about Drake and Nicki. I'm talking about Meek and Wale. You know what I mean? You kind of like kept Lloyd Banks and Young Buck under your wing rather than let them fly. You know what I'm saying? You didn't let them fly from your wing like Gillie says. Here's my wing. Just seen him on Drink Champs. Yeah. Yeah, this is actually what he was talking about on Drink Champs, man. What's the last interview Lloyd Banks did? I don't know, but Lloyd, they don't be doing these interviews. You know what I mean? They don't really be doing interviews like that. At a certain point in G Unit's career, they had to do interviews because they were doing it with all the most popular publications and they were promoting albums, they were promoting tours. So they were sort of forced to do these interviews. Probably, if I would have to take a guess, they were probably forced to do the interviews to the point where they're just annoyed with interviews. You know what I mean? They're like, wow, I got to do this again. That's so boring. That's so annoying. I'm sick of doing interviews. All that type of shit. You know, I could just picture it. I could just picture that actually being the case. You know what I mean? Because they've been put through it. You know what I mean? Because they've been put through it for such a long time that they're kind of done with it. But yeah, man, I really appreciate everybody tapping in on the live tonight. It was a dope live, man. Covered 2 dope topics. You know, Juelz Santana having beef issues with Lloyd Banks, apparently over 50 Cent. Apparently over the Slow Bucks situation. Why? Because Slow Bucks is the one that introduced Juelz Santana to Lloyd Banks. You know what I mean? Juelz Santana was introduced from Lloyd Banks to Slow Bucks. So that's why he kind of felt a way about it. But in reality, I mean, it's like, yo, that's issues from within their own camp. You know what I mean? That's issues from within their own camp. It really doesn't have anything to do with you to actually make you affect your relationship with Banks, who you have now merged into having a partnership with, where you guys can actually sell records together. For so many years, we didn't get to see Dipset and G Unit connect. When Lloyd Banks and Juelz connected, it was actually, you know what I mean? It was actually a very dope thing that happened. Not on the level of Juelz and Lil Wayne, you know what I mean? Not on that same level, but it was something. As I said, it was something that they were actually touring off of as well. And then Hassan Campbell saying that Gillie stole his style. Pretty funny, man. Pretty funny because their styles are not similar whatsoever, but that's not actually what Hassan was talking about. He's not talking about the fact that he's a jokester like Gillie or Gillie is anything like him. He's talking about the factor of Gillie having opening music from independent artists at the beginning of his videos. One key factor in all that, one key dilemma in Hassan's problem is that Hassan, he plays music from people and he plays it on his phone before the video. Hassan even said that he has taken down several people's music content because they fell out. You think Gillie and Wallow are going to delete one of their videos because of the fact that they fell out with somebody? Somebody hits them up to be on the video song of the day, and then the guy's like, yo, man, you only put me up for one video song of the day. And this is probably the same issue that Hassan's people were having. You know what I mean? This is probably the same issue that Hassan's people. Yo, Hassan, you only put my video up. You only put my video up for one day, man. What kind of shit is that? You know what I mean? The people are like, Gillie, you only put my video up for one day. Wallow, why is my video not up again, man? You're not gonna do business with me no more. Looking at these situations, it's all about how you handle it. You know what I mean? Hassan would go as far to delete the video, which is unprofessional, which it hurts your brand, hurts your channel. It takes away views, your content. You could say all you want, you don't care about that. Gillie and Wallow seems like they would ignore something like this. Seems like they wouldn't let it affect an episode on their channel. Seems like they care about their episodes. Maybe that's because of the fact that their episodes are actually numbered. Maybe it's because of the fact that their episodes are actually stylized. But looking at what's going on with YouTube nowadays, you're actually able to edit shit out of your videos. Further than that, Hassan seemingly is going to be doing a deal with Spotify. Seems like Spotify might be the people putting up the numbers for Hassan Campbell. Hey, I hope he gets a major deal like that. I hope he gets the platform that he deserves. You know what I'm saying? Because he's obviously a game changer in this business. I would be up for hosting all types of shit. There's a D12 song. There's a D12 song that y'all could listen to right now that would pretty much go with my feelings about Iceberg's comment. I think y'all know it was like that uncensored joint or that censored joint that they really wouldn't play on TV nowhere. But it goes right around with this comment right here. But yeah, man, let me see. Final questions? Anybody have any final questions for tonight? Anybody have any final questions for tonight, man? I appreciate y'all for tapping in on tonight's show, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in on tonight's show, man. I really, really appreciate the audience. Let me check out what's going on in the poll, though. This is your last chance to vote in the poll. I'm going to keep it up for another 2 minutes. What up, what up, what up, what up? I'm going to keep it up for another 2 minutes. If anybody wants to vote in the poll, you guys. What rapper do you want to see battle? It looks like Lloyd Banks has 47% of the votes. Styles P, 20%. Jadakiss, Edge Styles out, 22%. Fab, FABO, 10%. Lone Wolf TV says, "What's your favorite Banks mixtape?" Mine was Cold Corner 2. I like the Halloween Havoc mixtapes. I was always listening to them joints on what was that music website back in the day that would just they would have a 3, 4 lines of music and you would just keep scrolling over. I remember seeing a lot of Lloyd Banks's Halloween Havoc freestyles on there. Lloyd Banks mixtapes. I really liked Lloyd Banks as a core member of nah, it wasn't Dat Piff, bro. I think it was the Havoc. Was there a hip hop website actually called Havoc or something? Or am I just saying that because that's the Lloyd Banks mixtape, the Halloween Havoc mixtapes? I really like you know what I mean? The joints from 50 and the guys, though, like the Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the Elephant in the Room, the Elephant in the Sand, excuse me. You know what I mean? And of course, their earlier mixtapes, but I like them guys as a trio, really, man. The joints would be like, "What Would You Do to Me?" Nah, it wasn't live mixtapes. It was the old mixtape joint back in like 2005, you guys. It was like an old mixtape joint back in like 2005 or something like that. 2006. But yeah, the Cold Corner is great. Mo Money in the Bank. Like I said, Halloween Havoc is my joint. No, it wasn't Kazaa, bro. It was not Kazaa. What about Yayo's verse on that joint that was called "You Got to Be Good to Me"? You know what I mean? What was that song called? Nah, it wasn't Two Dope Boys, bro. Two Dope Boys, I more so went on for news. They actually posted some of my content on Two Dope Boys back in the day and shit. You know what I'm saying? All my content was on all the dopest websites back in the day. You know what I mean? That's why I'm kind of not in the dirty sector of YouTube because of the fact that, I actually had videos on all the hottest websites back in the day, like World Star, like All Hip Hop, like Hip Hop DX, like Two Dope Boys, like Rap Radar. I think when Hassan is mentioning the dirty sector of YouTube, he's actually talking about the guys who couldn't get on all those websites. Not sure if Hassan was on all those websites either, though. But he made his name in a different way. You know what I mean? I came in the game putting my shit on all those dope ass websites and you know what I mean, building my name through my interviews and shit like that. Hassan has built his name through putting his face on the camera. I started putting my face on the camera when, you know what I mean, when it was time to transition. It became a time where I had to transition over from doing interviews, you know what I mean, to actually putting my face on the camera. I turned down a couple key opportunities. I lost a couple key opportunities actually in the music industry. You know what I mean? Shit happens though. You know what I mean? You got to stay afloat in this game. And I've managed to do that shit for 12 years and I'm still here and I'm going strong, baby. I mean, I think y'all know that. We up here at 2 o'clock in the morning. We're the most wavy YouTube channel out there. I hope y'all understand that when you're lighting this shit up throughout the day, you're like, yo, man, what the hell is Mikey T going to be talking about tonight? You know what I'm saying? That's what we do, man. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel. If you're not, hit the subscription button right now and put the notification bell in there so you don't miss any of my live videos. Wow. I got dissed for saying that. Who the hell is that? Who the hell is this young Dolph guy in the chat? Because I got majorly dissed for saying that, bro. I got majorly dissed for saying that shit, bro. You've got to have seen that video, bro, where I got majorly dissed for saying that, right? Yeah, but what did you say what your favorite Banks mixtape was though, bro? Everybody put up your favorite Banks mixtapes, man. If it's some of the group G Unit ones, I mean, I understand that because kind of like it's like Yayo said on his Vlad interview, he thinks of the core G Unit as, Banks, 50, yeah, and Ye. you know, and I really liked that core G unit, you guys. But I really liked how it was building as well before it got before it self-destructed, before it terminated on site. JP says cold corners as well. Mo Money in the Bank. Yeah, Mo Money in the Bank. Yep. What was it about that title that got me about Mo Money in the Bank? Was it because of the fact was it the fact that Buck and Little Scrappy had just released Money in the Bank and then Banks released that mixtape after? Is that what it was about that mixtape title that really caught a lot of people? It's like, okay, so there's an industry song out that's, you know, doing its numbers. It actually, you know, put Little Scrappy's album on the Billboard chart and shit like that. So there's this major song out there called Money in the Bank, and then you got Mo Money in the Bank. So you're saying because his name is Banks. So was it around the same time as the Money in the Bank song with Little Scrappy and Young Buck? That's what it was. That's what I was thinking. It was a marketing. I was thinking it was a marketing technique, because when you got something out there in the public's eye, you kind of also want to have something out there in the street that's circulating from another one of your artists. They've got Buck and Scrappy doing their thing on an industry standpoint, but then on this other level, you've got Lloyd Banks still connecting. You've got Lloyd Banks literally still connecting on the you got Lloyd Banks connecting on the street level as he prepares for his next album, which we had to wait so damn long for. Blue Hef, yeah, I really like that moniker. I wish they would have done more with it, but honestly, I was not big on either Playboy 1 or 2. Okay, yep. Marquand says, nah, he had Money in the Bank types before Beg for Mercy, which goes right into play with him calling it More Money in the Bank. Damo had Tupac music cleared on his album, as did many other rappers. Salute to my brother Domination. Really wondering who this Young Dolph guy is. Is that Young Dolph guy maybe Bangum Smurf? I'm not sure. Iceberg has left the video. But you know what? It is what it is, man. It's just because Iceberg doesn't think I'm 300. That's what it is. You know what, Iceberg? I got proof. I got proof right here, man.
Lil Duck on rock with Mikey T, the movie star. You are now you're rocking, man. 300.
What are you talking about, Iceberg? You already know how we rocking, right?
The movie star. You are now you're rocking, man. 300.
You already know how we rocking. What is that? Burger Fryer? Sorry about that, guys. Got a little smoke in my eye. Rotten Apple is dope. You really want me to put that to the test right now, bro? You really want to go there with me? You really want to go there with me? You really want to go there with me? All right, so I'm going to ask the whole chat. Did you like Rotten Apple, the album from Lloyd Banks, and also your favorite track? I'm pulling up the whole track listing right now, you guys. Like I was just saying, like I would have liked the Blue Hefner moniker to go a little bit further. I would have definitely enjoyed that, you guys, if they went a little bit further with it. But in all honesty, the Playboy records just kind of sucked. You know what I mean? I was not big on those Playboy records, just the way that the beats were in general. So we had Rotten Apple with 50 Cent and Prodigy. That was produced by Havoc and I guess Sha Money XL. Now that was cool. That was a great opening. Now this is not an official review, you guys. Maybe I will do official reviews on these albums and grade them and shit like that. But this is not an official review. This is just a you know, a glance back in memory. You know what I'm saying? Rotten Apple was dope. You know what I mean? The fact that they put Prodigy on it, you know, it was like, okay, this is lit. You got Prodigy, you got Havoc producing it, you got 50 on there. It's the intro, it's Rotten Apple. Survival was dope. I really liked Survival. That was a really good song, but it was like Banks is kind of really doing a lot of singing on that. I think we all remember how the Survival song went. His raps on there were dope, though. Kind of reminiscent of Warrior to a certain extent. Playboy 2, we're not even going to talk about it. The Playboy records are trash. The Cake with 50 Cent was lit. Make a Move was too much. Make a Move was too much. He was doing too much on it. That shit should have been a mixtape cut. They should have put that shit on like Mo Money in the Bank or something like that and make it one of the singles. But I think Moving on Him was just a little bit too much. I didn't really like that. Make a Move, excuse me. Do a Fab Real Talk review. We may. I'm probably going to do a poll and we'll see which album you guys want me to review. But everybody posted up. Yep, that's right. That's right. Iceberg fell in line. As soon as I put that drop up, he fell in line. 100 plus 100 plus 100. Yep, you know what that equals. I don't even need to say what. Do you guys need, y'all need me to have Dirk do the math for you? No, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. But let's keep talking about this Lloyd Banks album. Iceberg, what was your favorite from the Lloyd Banks Rotten Apple album? Marquand says Lloyd Banks' album Rotten Apple was slept on. I think it was underpurchased, bro. A lot of people had been burnt out on the G Unit wave. You know what I mean? A lot of people got burnt out on the G Unit wave and kind of just fell off of it. They're like, really? You think I want to buy a Lloyd Banks album after 2.5 years? This album was actually released. It was released October 10th, 2006. So this is, in his first album was released July of 2004. And this album actually sold 143,000 copies in its first week. Horrible. The album fell to number 15 the following week with sales of 49,000. Let's get back into the review, though. I think they should have cut Make a Move out of it because Hands Up was good. I actually, unpopular opinion, I actually like Hands Up more than On Fire. Let me know if anybody agrees with me on that. Hands Up was more of a, I think it was more of a mixtape cut, though. You know, I think Lloyd Banks said that he was using more of his mixtape bars on there. And it shows. It shows because of the fact that the record sales diminished. His first sales were like 300,000 more than that. Help was great with Carrie Hilson. Addicted was okay. Nothing really memorable. You Know the Deal with Rakim. Wasn't that really just a quick sample from Rakim, though? Like, it really wasn't anything that they built it up to be. I kind of feel like it was just the sample. You Know the Deal. It's all about a dollar bill or something like that, if memory serves. Get Clapped featuring Prodigy. Very boring song. Stranger and Change. Two songs that were really unmemorable. New York, New York featuring Tony Yayo in comparison to what they did on the first album, in comparison to waiting for Lloyd Banks waited for Tony Yayo to get out of jail to make the song Ain't No Click. I'm talking uno, dos, tres, cuatro. My click eats like the 12 holy apostles. You know what I'm saying? Lines that you can't help but remember. Yeah, I'm a Tony Yayo hater, right? But I remember the lyrics. But I actually support the shit. Okay, whatever. People are just confused out there. New York, New York was a bad way to follow up. Let's see who produced it. Okay, Eminem. Okay, I'm doing a lyric check. I'm doing a lyric check. I'm doing a lyric check on New York, New York. Because honestly, you guys, if I got to see what I don't remember this one as being memorable. This one just was not memorable. I don't think they really did a good job in following up Ain't No Click. So that's why I'm not really giving this song the best of reviews. But if I see some crazy shit in here from my man Yayo, you know I'm going to change that opinion. But I just remember this song as being underwhelming. It says here that Eminem actually produced it, which is kind of wild to me. It's kind of crazy to me. Let's hear what we got. I'm from New York, New York. Oh my God. I air out your house like a can of Febreze. I'm from New York, New York, where dudes die for the cheese. I air out your house like a can of Febreze. Wow. Wow. I see why people think I'm so crazy for toting Tony Yayo the way that I do. I really, really smoked enough weed. That's why I smoke so much weed, to forget that Febreze lyric that Tony Yayo actually said right there. Whew. This is really hard for me to get past right now, you guys. Like, I knew there was a reason in my mind for the last 10 years that I said that Lloyd Banks's song with Yayo did not match up to Ain't No Click. I'm sorry, you guys. No, Yayo's my dude, man. Yayo's my dude, man. Like, wow. Let's get back to the album though. Holy. So New York, New York, yeah, it didn't really live up to Ain't No Click. One Night Stand. Yeah, One Night Stand was awesome, but it's like, come on, Banks. How many girl songs are we getting on this record? Because now we've got Help, now we've got Addicted, which you can argue, you guys, that Addicted is more of a music type of record. You can argue that Addicted is more of like he's making good music here. You know what I'm saying? He's actually doing some shit. Let me see. It was produced by Daniel Jones and Jermaine Mobley, and it's featuring Music Soul Child. So it's like one of those records, you know what I mean, where he's going for the critical acclaim with it. He's going to make a really good record, but at a certain point in time, you just gotta be like, how many girl tracks are we doing? We're doing the Ja Rule here, aren't we, Lloyd Banks? We're doing the old Queen's Flip. You know what I'm saying? We're doing the old Queen's Flip. Shout out to Queen's Flip. I'm just saying, because it's like, does every Queens rapper like flip and start making girl music? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. So that's one criticism I could give for the album as well. That's one criticism I can give for the album, as far as like the fact that he had a lot of girl tracks on there. He ended it off hard, but he also ended it off unmemorable. Iceman featuring Young Buck and 8 Ball and Scarface. Great features on there. You know what I mean? He got Buck on there, which I don't think that's their best song together. Iceman is kind of like an annoying record. Look at my, but and then you got 8 Ball and Scarface, undoubtedly great features. And then Gilmore's is cool. You know what I'm saying? Gilmore's is cool. Wasn't Spiderloak featured on that or something? No? Spiderloak wasn't on that? I could have sworn he was. But yeah, that's my quick review. That's my quick review of Lloyd Banks' Rotten Apple album, man. Let me see. Nightman says trash. He killed them soft songs. Yeah, he did. I really loved Help. I really loved what he did on I Don't Deserve You. You know what I'm saying? This live is hopefully one day we can get Febreze to endorse the live so we can air out your house. Mikey T's bringing that Febreze, and we gonna air out your house. I'm gonna with some of the marketing dollars, I'm gonna go to Tony Yayo and I'm be like, yo, Yayo, can we use this lyric from your album? We need a whole scene with you, Yayo, where you like jump in and you're Tony Febreze. You know what I'm saying? Like how back in the day they wanted to change 50 Cent's name when he was going to do the Taco Bell endorsement to like 59 Cent. They're like, for a day, we're going to change your name to 59 Cent. We're going to give you $1 million. You're going to be 59 Cent for the day, and we're going to be selling 59 cent tacos. And 50 was, I guess, like, no. So we're going to call Tony Yayo. We're going to call him Tony Febreze. And then we're going to do a commercial for Febreze. Let's do it. I just thought of some big shit. We should get like a $3 million endorsement from Febreze. I'll be airing out my house. You know what? I'll air out your house. You know what I'm saying? We're going to air out everybody's house with Febreze. We already got the slogan, man. We are making Febreze popular. We are making Febreze popular. See, Legendary says, dude, what dude wants to bump girl records? So you're telling me Legendary says he should have put out the Big Withdrawal. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Did the Big Withdrawal actually? Let me see if I could find the track listing. I'm just wondering if it really ever got an actual track listing that we can really recognize as the track listing. You know what I mean? Because some of the records might have been removed once it was turned into like a free release, is what I'm saying. Yeah, you see, we got how many records are on this damn album right here? Jesus. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, you see, there's 23 records on here, and he has songs like Get the F Up. There's no way, there's no way that, let me get over water. If anybody has any companies, any soda companies, if you guys want to send me some drinks, if anybody has any liquor companies, if anybody has any champagne companies, you know what I'm saying? If anybody wants to send me anything like that to be drinking during the show, let me know. Hit me up on Instagram if you want to sponsor the show. You got a weed line out in Massachusetts, hit me up. I'll be smoking your gas throughout the show and letting everybody know what's up, what dispensary to go to. That's right. I'll be like this dispensary's mascot. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be no, I'm not. I'm the official liaison. Let's see. We need liquor endorsements. We need cookies endorsement, official marijuana sponsors. Anybody, we need those. We need those headphone endorsements. Let me know what you guys want to do, man. I'm with it. You're allowed to have weed endorsements, right? I mean, shit. I know if I was in California, I'd be repping the No Jumper, or I'd be repping the Soulja Boy weed. You know what I mean? I'd be repping those strains. You know what I mean? I'd be repping cookies. You know what I mean? Hell, I think I just seen a rapper actually say that he was endorsed by cookies. I need that endorsement, Burner. Yep. Yeah. See, Halloween Havoc, three volumes to it. Yo, what was those V5s, V6? What did the V stand for in those V5s and V6 joints? That's one thing I never really caught on to. But Lloyd Banks was not really my favorite in G Unit. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people, everyone had their picks. You know what I mean? You guys know that my pick was actually Tony Yayo. You guys know my pick was actually Tony Yayo. Ransom is dope, man. I've been trying to lock in for an interview with Ransom for quite some time. Yeah, that's what I thought. Valve. Why was he calling it Valve though, Iceberg? Like, can you kind of explain that to me? Just because I could like, bro, like I'm interested in this shit. I like to find out why people name their projects certain things. But when I'm seeing a dude naming his freaking album V5, I mean, I'm just kind of like, you're testing me here, bro. You're testing me. You're really making me work on this one, man. You know what I'm saying? When's the double XL article gonna come out explaining why this album is called V4 and V5 and shit like that? You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna have to put something like that directly in front of my face. You're going with initials, and guys, this is before the days. You know what I mean? You're going with initials. Nah, man. All right. Spider Loc got an album. What's up, Randy? What's up with you, man? Miami's up in here. Appreciate you tapping in, G's. But I'm gonna tap in on those V projects now that Fast and the Furious made that shit popular with like F9 and shit. Spider Loc got some records on It Is What It Is. And what was the record he had with Lloyd Banks? It must have been a bonus track on the Rotten Apple album. Was it called The Life, or was it Gilmore's? Could have sworn it was Gilmore's. Could have sworn Spider Loc was doing the hook or something like that. Let me look that up. Let me check out this poll. Looks like Lloyd Banks is rocking the poll. Everybody wants to see Lloyd Banks jump into a battle rap situation, which I don't completely understand. I mean, out of the list, I would have to go Jadakiss. Out of the list, I would have to go Jadakiss. You know what I mean? But Jadakiss is obviously a rapper that has really dominated all of these, versus battles. Jadakiss is dominated when it came to an acapella nature as well. So I think that's why I am more so anticipating Jadakiss. Second on the list would probably have to be Styles P or Lloyd Banks, though, or Fab. All three of the other choices are really, you know what I mean? Fab, I think, is the least likely to do it, though. Out of this list, I would have to say Fab is the least likely to do it. You know what I mean? I think out of these guys, I think Fabulous is probably the rapper that is getting paid the most to perform his old hits. Fabulous, man. Fabulous has aged gracefully in this game. You know what I mean? A lot of people gave him a lot of shit at the earlier parts of his career. Fab, man, you're not really the biggest thing in the game. Fab, you ain't the strong, you know what I mean? You ain't the sharpest knife in the deck. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. But Fab has really stood the test of time to the point where he's still being utilized in a high matter. I don't know why a lot of these people aren't featuring Fab more on their records. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe it's just because they can't say it's because they don't think he's relevant, because Fabulous's mixtapes actually have been more relevant than some of his albums. Whoa, Zoo, how you only remember one Fab song, bro? Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, Fab shit Kiss's shit is definitely a little bit higher right now. That's why I would be most interested in seeing Kiss jump into the field. Plus, I watched this interview back in the day with Kiss talking about how he would actually charge $750,000 for a battle. Jadakiss said he would want $750,000 to battle. Out of this list, though, I would most likely want to see Cassidy versus Jadakiss or Cassidy versus Lloyd Banks. So I guess that kind of makes Lloyd Banks my second choice on this list. You know what I'm saying? Makes him kind of my second choice on the list. Styles P versus Murda Mook would be awesome. You know what I mean? Style. Who would y'all want to see Fabulous battle? Any thoughts on that? Oh, is that what he said, Marquand? Was it 750,000 and he'll battle a whole and he'll battle a whole and he'll battle a whole crew? Yeah, Fab is that shit, man. Fab is just consistently getting booked. You know what I mean? Fabulous versus Conceited. Fab versus Conceited. Conceited's dope. Conceited's dope. That's actually not a bad idea. But I'm trying to think of something that would be a little bit more heavy than that. Let me think of something that would be a little bit more heavy than that. Ooh, I like that. I like that right there. Vado versus Goods. Man, I think Goods got that though. I think Goods got that. But you know what, man? If Vado wants to Fab versus Goods would be great. But I was making a point about Vado. If Vado wants to be taken seriously in that platform, yeah, going against Good would solidify him. Yep. That would absolutely solidify him if he went against Goods and jumped in there. If it was RBE, I don't know if RBE would book that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if RBE would book that. I think that would more than likely be the case. See Fab versus Joel Ortiz. Fab versus Mace. These are battles I don't think we would ever see. You know what I mean? Fab versus Juelz Santana. Fab versus Hollow was a thought I had. Fab versus Hollow was a thought I had. Yep. That would be good. Another good thought I did not think of. K-Shine versus Fab. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. This would be great if they could set it up. You know what I mean? If they could set this battle up after the freeway battle. But I really want to see Cassidy versus Surf. I really want to see Cassidy versus Murder Mook. I really want to see Cassidy versus Hollow the Don. He's just got so much to do. Is there just no way he can do all that, you guys? Like, is there no way that Cassidy can do all these battles over the next? I mean, shit. Let's give it 5 years. You know what I mean? He's going to be doing battles for the next 5 years, 10 years. Cassidy's got his second win right now. Cassidy needs to come back on the channel. But you know what? Cassidy's getting into his bag. I'm really impressed with what Cassidy's doing as well. Yeah, Tay-Rock versus Murder Mook. Tay-Rock is one of my favorite, man. Yep, him, Surf, Easy the Block Captain. You know what I mean? All those guys. All those guys over there from Gun Titles, man. Chess. Chess is dope. The Game versus Math Hoffa. Dude, Math Hoffa is dope as hell. And you know, yeah, like Math Hoffa was my first favorite battle rapper, and then Hollow the Don, you know what I mean? And since Hollow, it's Cassidy, you know, Cassidy coming back. So those are really, and then Math doing his thing with Method Man, like Math, and then Math and Hollow, like come on, man. Come on, man. Shout out to my brother It's Matic though for really putting me up on the loop with all these guys from really back in the day, getting me an opportunity to interview them, but also introducing me to this back in like 2011 and shit. I really appreciate It's Matic for that. That's my bro right there for life. Need to get back out there to Miami with him because he had me up in every single club. You know what I mean? He had me up at French Montana's album release party and all that type of shit. Oh, Randy says Papoose would get smoked by Hollow. We were talking about Hollow versus we was talking about Hollow versus Fab. We was talking about Hollow versus Fab, but Hollow versus Papoose. Crooked Eye versus Disaster is actually happening, right? What's the date on that, KT? I've been trying to link up with Disaster for an interview, actually. I'm trying to connect with Disaster to pretty much do an interview with him. You know what I mean? Disaster is really getting to it when it comes to these battles over the last, 7-8 years. You know what I mean? And I'm just talking about bringing the industry into it over the last 7-8 years. He was the one who what was the year that he battled Cassidy? That's going on some years now, man. I remember going out to see Geechee Gotti versus Sue Surf live. That's another battle for Cassidy. When's he going to take on the dude from the West Coast? You know what I mean? When's he going to take on the dude from the West Coast, man? No, Twix. No. That was the worst verses I ever saw. Method Man versus Redman. That was the worst verses I ever saw because their friendship was too intact. They ended up performing together. We do not want, it's like wrestling. You don't want to see a face versus a face. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to see a face versus a face. You don't necessarily want to see a heel versus a heel. Battle rap is different. You do want to see a heel versus a heel. But no, Styles and Jada, I do not want to see two rappers up there, kumbayaing it out. You know what I'm saying? Having a good time, do-si-doing it up, running circles around you. I do not want that in my versus battle, man. I want Jada Kiss versus Beans. I want Styles P. Who was Styles P up against? You know what I mean? I want Styles P versus Lloyd Banks. You know what I'm saying? These are the versus battles that I want. You can't get Styles P versus 50. And I want Styles P talking that shit. Oh, so we couldn't get 50 up here. But we got his second, we got his right-hand man. You even gonna get 50 to come out here to perform, would you, Banks? I want that battle. Who would be another good battle for Styles P, though, you guys? Yep, Fredro did that with Keith Murray. 50 Cent versus Ross. 50 Cent versus Ja Rule, which won't happen. 50 Cent versus Ross could happen. 50 Cent versus Ja Rule won't happen. 50 Cent versus Ross, though, that would be an interesting battle. That would be an interesting versus we're talking about here. Both of those guys have a number of albums. I don't think Fat Joe could top In the Club. Let me see. What else couldn't? That's the major question. What couldn't Rick Ross? Did I say Fat Joe in accident? What couldn't Rick Ross top? He couldn't top In the Club. He could probably top Hustler's Ambition. I don't think he could top 21 Questions. But what is 50 going to use 21 Questions against Rick Ross for? Rick Ross has to come with the girl song. Rick Ross has to bring out Nelly for Here I Am. If Rick Ross falls into that trap with the verses, then 50 will come out with 21 Questions and scoop a second victory. So whatever, Conway versus Styles P, that sounds good. Benny the Butcher versus Styles P. Maybe that one's a little bit actually, yeah, both of those will work. I'd like to see Benny the Butcher against a younger guy, though. You know what I mean? I like to see Benny against a younger guy in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to find someone who could really stand up against him. Could say Votto. You know what I mean? You could say Vado, but that would kind of be like. But anyways, back to 50 and Ross. So 50's got him on 2 accords now. 50's got him on In the Club. 50's got him on 21 Questions. Oh, BMF. He plays BMF. Aston Martin music. Okay, so he plays Aston Martin music with Drake. 50 Cent comes back with In the Club. Now we got a competition here. BMF loses to In the Club. He would be better suited using BMF against Disco Inferno. If he used BMF against Disco Inferno, he might win that one. I don't know if 50 would use Disco Inferno. I don't know if he's going to jump up there and be doing the Disco Inferno dance. He ain't going to be doing that Up On Me song with Jeremiah against Rick Ross. What's he going to do? What's he going to do? I mean, this is going to be his official verses, so he's going to pull out the big toys. He's going to do Patiently Waiting with Eminem. You know what I mean? He's going to pull that out. He's going to pull out In the Club. He's going to pull out, what else does he have from that Get Rich or Die Trying album that I'm not? He's going to bring out Lil Kim and do the Magic Stick. You know what I'm saying? Something not necessary. Maybe he'll do Magic Stick. He's going to pull out all of his major records. He's going to do, what was the record that Missy Elliott remixed for him? He's going to do the Missy Elliott remix. What is Ross's biggest hit by himself? Ross has a lot of hits, man. Ross has quite a few records, man. You know what I mean? From all like five, six of his mainstream albums, from Port of Miami 1 to Trilla, Deeper Than Rap, Teflon Don, God Forgives I Don't, Mastermind. What is that? 7? Hold on. Port of Miami, Trilla, Deeper Than Rap, Teflon Don, God Forgives I Don't, Mastermind, Hood Billionaire. Hustling. He's got Hustling. He's got Here I Am with Nelly. Yep, he's got the self-made albums as well. You know what I mean? He's got the self-made albums. Ross can hang with him. He's got Jay-Z verses. What was the Jay-Z verse? Was it Devil in a Black Dress? The Devil Is a Lie. Is that what Kanye West? He's got some joints. Yeah, you're right, man. You're right. You guys are absolutely right. Yeah, Ross is going to bring out the features too. He's got Weezy. He's got Lil Wayne. He's got Drake, as we were saying a little bit earlier. He's got Nelly. He's got some big features. You know what I mean? He's got Jay-Z. He's got Nas. He's got Kanye West. What else does he got? He's got a bunch of bangers on his own too, like BMF. He's got a bunch of bangers like that, like 9/11, Diced Pineapples. But I don't know if he's gonna dig into that bag against 50 Cent. But then again, yo, the thing is, you gotta dig into that bag. You gotta dig into that bag because this might be your only verses. It's not like you're getting called up for a whole series of verses. You want to dig into the bag with your best music out. But yeah, yo, we're about to get up out of here, you guys, man. Appreciate everybody for tapping in on my live tonight. Definitely appreciate y'all. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. Of course, if anybody has a question or wants the video to go, you know what I mean, keep going. The only way to do that, you know what to do, super chat it up. Any question you got. But I really appreciate y'all for tapping in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, I want you guys to follow me on the gram. Follow me on the gram right now. Yep. Appreciate you, Francisco. Much love. Best live so far I've seen. I really appreciate that. Legendary 50 don't have that many features, to be honest, unless it's G Unit. Yeah, man, that's one of the biggest things about 50 back in the day. He kept it all in house. You know what I mean? He didn't really want to separate the money with anybody else, apparently. You know what I mean? Like the game was trying to open up. The game was trying to open things up, bring G Unit out with some more features. He was trying to get the Fat Joe money. He was trying to get the Nas money, the Jadakiss and the D Block money. Game was trying to branch out, and 50 actually, you know, kicked him out of the group for that. So that is what it is, though. But yeah, man, hit that follow on Instagram if y'all aren't following me already. You know, I appreciate everybody that shoots me a follow on the gram. I'm about to get out of here. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't. My lives are at 10:30 p.m. usually at night. They're usually at 10:30 p.m. at night. We started a little bit late tonight, 11 o'clock. But you know how we rock. Randy said, Mikey, you the effing hip-hop wizard. Damn, I really appreciate you, Randy. You know that's love, bro. You always be jumping into the conversation and adding to it. 50 got features with Jay-Z and Puff. What's the feature with Jay-Z and Puff called, bro? That's slipping my mind right now. Slipping my mind right now. Mikey T versus Suge Knight. Let's not go there, bro. Let's not go there. Wish I had an opportunity to actually interview Suge Knight before he got locked up, though. You know what I mean? Wish I would have had that opportunity. But a lot of you hear a lot of things about those Suge Knight interviews. Sometimes they would get stopped, deleted, and re-recorded. All different types of shit like that. But all right, y'all. Oh, yeah. Oh, the I Get Money remix. Great point, Francisco. Great point. And that's a record that I didn't even think about to add. What record would, you know, Rick Ross beat I Get Money with, you know? But, yo, we'll have another conversation tomorrow night, you guys. Definitely appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. I will holla at y'all. Zoom man, yo. Yeah, man. Curse, though, I'm freaking dying too about that, man. I'm laughing my ass off about that too. Zoom man, appreciate you, bro. He said Mikey T is a different breed. That's damn right, man. That's damn right. I'm going to keep it real with y'all because y'all keep it real with me. Make sure you subscribe because it looks like I got to roll up another L. Looks like I got to roll up another L. So make sure y'all subscribe to the channel and show some love, man. You know I be doing this shit consistently. We got the hottest hip-hop news. I give y'all my take on everything. Man. And I actually read what y'all got to say in the chat as well. You know what I mean? We actually interact with one another. That's what's different about the channel, you guys. So make sure you don't miss the live video. The only way to see it, the only way to get that notification to your phone is to actually hit that notification bell. Make sure they notify you every time. Bro. Well, curse though, man. Send in a super chat then, bro. If you don't want it to end. But yeah. Dutch twisted up, man. Dutch twisted up. All right, y'all. Damn. Smoking runts is my hobby. Smoking runts is my hobby, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here for the night, guys. Much love to everybody that tapped in on this live video. Make sure you don't miss the next one, guys. Make sure you don't miss me on this video next time. See y'all tomorrow night, 10:30 tonight.